What up, Internet? It's your boy JG. Word. How y'all doing? Oh, man, my camera's off a little bit. Sorry. Oh, dang. I don't know how that happened, but it's good now. It's your boy JG from AuburnSports.com. It is May 23 in the year of 2020. It's currently 7:12 in the Central Time Zone, 8:12 in the Eastern Time Zone, where some of our friends are hanging out, drinking, watching, whatever you guys are doing. And it is awesome to have you here on the Brain Drain presented by AuburnSports.com, which is a place that I know well because I work there and I've been there for a while now. You guys know I'm coming up on 8 years at AuburnSports.com. It's crazy. Jeffrey Lee hired me in July of 2012 to bounce out of the Montgomery Advertiser and come over here as his beat writer. And then in October of that year, he elected to sell the site to me. And then about a year and a half later, I hired him back. And, I'd always wanted to work with Jay Lee. And so now we work together every day. It's wonderful. Word. I am drinking tonight. For those of you, I'm going to finish off, hopefully, this handle I have of the Weller Special Reserve, just the green Weller. It's nothing special, but it is good. This is actually a Buffalo Trace product. A lot of people love the Weller. To me, it's the quintessential wheated bourbon. It's delicious. It's not particularly expensive. And right now, it's not particularly difficult to find. I think you can find some Weller out there. There's some people on the Rebel Groves site that have been looking for a special kind of Weller. I think somebody had actually run across some. But you guys know me, man. I'm here for the affordable stuff, and that's affordable. I think I paid. I don't remember what I paid for this bad boy. Maybe $45, $40. I don't remember exactly. I got this. So I was at spring meetings last year in Destin, and I went over to dadgummit, the liquor store it's where the Blockbuster used to be in Sandestin, or near Destin, excuse me. Right across from where Bass Pro Shops is. Anyway, I walked in there and I was like, dude, I need some bourbon. What do you got? He said, I got something for you, bro. And he pulled out this handle and I was like, that's what I need. I started drinking on it that very, very night. I started drinking a little bit earlier tonight. Typically, I come in sober at this time of night, but tonight I'm coming in hot a little bit. We have a Zoom, well, not a Zoom, it's a FaceTime dinner with our friends from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the Hayneses, who I love, and they're my good friends, our good friends, and so I was drinking during that, and here I am. Canoe Man says he thinks this bottle's probably worth $35 to $40. I feel like I paid a little bit more than that, but that's fine, dude. That dude deserved some money. If he gets a little bit off the top, I'm at peace with that, Got a lot of folks in the chat already. I cannot believe how populated the chat is already. And we've got a lot of luminaries, a lot of the beasts that we have every single week. Pocket Watch, Rob D, Canoe Man, Georgia Rebel, AU Storm 20, Leif, my man from Davis County, Kentucky. Oh, my goodness. We got some Corey W., who I haven't seen in a minute. War Eagles 02. War Eagles 02 says, I remember you walking out of the Advertiser with a box of your belongings. Yeah, she kicked me out. I turned in my 2 week and said, yo, I'm going to AuburnSports.com. And Wanda, who was my boss at that time, was like, okay, fine, 2 weeks, whatever. And then that was like on Thursday or Friday. On Monday, she goes, hey, JG, I'm going to need you to go home now because I didn't realize that AuburnSports.com was a competitor. I'm like, you didn't know that AuburnSports.com was probably a place that I was going to write about Auburn sports. She's like, nah, I didn't know that. I was like, okay. So I got like 5 minutes to pack up my shit and left. Then I posted the picture to Facebook. That's what we did back in 2012. So I kind of got run out of there after 14 years. I mean, it happens. AU Taxman in the house as well says, hey, peeps. We love us some AU Taxman. There's no doubt about that. Absolute beast. Hall of Famer. Beast. Beast. Absolute beast. Met him at the Birmingham, with the last Birmingham lunch we had. That's pretty good, man. It's very weeded. It's very weeded. So what that means is there's kind of a lack of spice in that pour for me. Like under normal circumstances, I don't drink a lot of Weller. I don't love Weller the way that some people do. My man, who we actually have a bunker member who is a big time hitter at Charred Oak Spirits in Auburn and Dothan, and he hooked me up with some of the red. Is that the special? What is that? The red or the maroon color on that? No, that was the 107. That was the antique, and I wasn't impressed. That just didn't excite me too much. AU Storm 20 says, imagine a Montgomery advertiser brain drain. You know what? I would care. I don't want to do that. The advertiser was always like, so as the social media things started coming around, Twitter, podcasting, like the advertiser just didn't get it. And I was doing the Habatin. Those of you who were paying attention to the Habatin back in the day, the hottest Auburn blog on the net. I know Corey mentioned that earlier. They hated me for doing that. Wanda specifically told me not to spend 1 minute of my work time on that blog because the only people reading it was me and my mama, is what she told me. I'm telling you, I may have taped this. I know I taped one conversation I had with her because it was so ridiculous, but she didn't get it. And, yeah, those people, I don't know. Maybe it was me too. It was just time for me to go. I wanted to be here, and I'm glad I'm here, and I'm glad you're here. Let's see what's going on here. Canoe Man's giving me the wrap it up sign already. It's 7:19, bro. We've been broadcasting for 10 minutes. We all right, bro. We all right. Leif says, I don't know if anyone is a Basil Hayden fan, but it has gotten cheap lately. It's like $35 a bottle now. I think that's a fair price for Basil Hayden. I personally have no interest in Basil Hayden. My wife likes it as a mixer. That's as far as it goes in my family. We just don't drink it. But if you're into that stuff, go for it, bro. I think it tastes like it's too alcohol-y and doesn't have any. To me, it's not a rewarding taste. But for other people, they love it. And if that's you, Leif, buddy, absolutely. Corey W. asks, Jay, is there a beef between you and Doug Amos? Not an active beef. Doug Amos used to do a show in town with my friend Josh Moon. And I had told Josh Moon when he started that partnership with Doug that I thought Doug would screw him over eventually and to keep his eyes up and his head up. And he did. And then, in my opinion, Doug may disagree. I thought Doug screwed him over. And now Doug has a successful show with Charlie, and they do a fine job in Montgomery. I don't listen to it. It's just not really meant for me. So I have never at any point in my life been really tight with Doug Amos. And I'll just kind of leave it at that. I don't hang out with him. I didn't hang out with him. You know, he's a Montgomery Advertiser alum, so I have that respect for him. We did not work together at the Advertiser. I'm pouring a little something here, guys. I think I hear my daughter pulling up. She actually went to Voodoo today. She and her friends drove up to Auburn because they had a hankering for Voodoo Wing Company. And I understand because that stuff is good. We had it on Thursday. Me and Jeffrey Lee and B-Matt, and then Jay Lee's son Brooks was there as well. But we did a little rundown. I hope you guys had a chance to check that out. We went deep into that. I think it was 40 minutes long. And we're going to try to do one of those every week. We love Voodoo, obviously, and we love doing the show, and we love you guys, and, you know, hopefully it's entertaining. That's all we're asking for. I can't really speak on the brain drain, you know, because I'm just here bourboning it up. But you know how it goes right now. AU Storm, let's see. AU Storm 20 says he calls Troy games now, right? I think that's Barry McKnight. I'm pretty sure. Barry, I have a little bit of a beef with Barry, but it's not real. Every time I see Barry, I give him hell. But he knows it's coming every time I show up, so. Barry's actually all right. It's John Longshore I can't deal with. I made John Longshore apologize to my daughter on the air one time for the lies that he told her about me. This is about 10 years ago, so she would have been 8. And I have a taping of it because it was pretty funny. I don't know, man. We used to, Mac in the 90s, dude, when I first got here, the Advertiser, we used to shit on John Longshore constantly, and he would get on the air and shit on us, and It was so stupid. He would like get on the air and talk about how he'd won all these AP broadcasting awards, and I'm like, yo, man, those are $25 in the comic book that I saw last week. I mean, I don't know if that means anything to you, but I could buy one of those for $25, and you're sitting there on the air telling me that justifies how legitimate you are. I don't get it. And the last time I saw John was at Sushi Cafe. He was driving of course, he gets like program cars all the time. I doubt he even owns a car. He has like a Stivers like tricked out Expedition or Explorer or whatever. And I was like, you're doing all right, huh? I mean, it's like I don't like him, but he's doing fine. He's doing fine for what he is. Let's see. Canoe Man says Basil Hayden is strong on the rye, which, depending on how one feels about all that, will determine how one feels about Basil Hayden. I guess it tells you something like that. To me, like the archetype rye bourbon, to me, is Willet. Like pot still Willet is a really good, balanced, nice, well-behaved, well-done rye. I don't like rye that much myself, but I feel like it's the best. And my friend Justin Owens, who's actually on the show last week, who runs the Tipping Point here in my hood in Hampstead. If you guys are in Montgomery and you want a cool place to hang out and drink some really cool beers, and you're tired of like Coors Light and Miller Lite and all that stuff, and you want to try some eclectic, solid, different kinds of beers, maybe something a little heavier, they always have 8 special beers on tap at the Tipping Point. They don't pay me to do this. I'm just telling you because I drink there. Not lately, but back in the day, pre-virus. And Justin, I know him personally, and he kicks ass. He's really good at his job. But anyway, if you guys are looking for that stuff, you got to check out the Tipping Point. Anyway, Justin, he got me hooked up with a bunch of stuff, and he's taught me a lot about bourbon. So this one's to you, Justin. Actually, Justin got me hooked up with this Currently Aged Taylor, too. That's good stuff right there. Now, he does like the Basil Hayden. And he would know what he's talking about. Canoe Man says pot still is good stuff. Yeah. Here's the cool thing about that, man. I've told on the show before. Canoe Man, I know you know the story, but when I went to do the tour at Willet last fall, there's actually a pot still. I don't have the Willet. No, I have a small one. I take it back. So the Willet pot stills all look like this, like the bottles do. That's what the pot still looks like. The actual pot still that they use in the actual distillery that makes the actual Willet looks just like this. It's a lot bigger, obviously. But it's exactly shaped like this. It was really trippy to see it and be like, yo, I know what that is. Let's see. Raven's in the house. What up, bro? Haven't seen you since last week. I mean, I don't know when I would, but I'm glad to see you again, brother. I know you were kind of in and out last week, and I thank you very much for your super chat last week. You're a beast. Absolute beast. Always here for us. Mark C says, is that in Midtown Montgomery? Boy, some people get really upset when I start talking about Midtown Montgomery on the show, on the message board. People get really upset. I don't even know if there's really a Midtown, you guys. I kind of said that offhanded one time because I was drunk coming out of El Rey. You guys know where that is. It's in Cloverdale. I was drunk coming out of El Rey, and they have a new housing development between El Rey and Huntington, and it's called like Midtown 48 or 48 Midtown or something like that. It's those lofts that are right there. And so I for some reason, just Midtown kind of stuck in my craw, and then now I refer to that area, you know, like where Bud's is or where Jubilee is or where, well, to me, Tomatillo's not there anymore, El Rey, the movie theater, the Moe's, but not the Moe's Blows place. The actual Moe's Barbecue, that whole area. I call it Midtown just because of that little housing development. I think it's really old Cloverdale. But some people get really upset. Corey W says Midtown as in Cloverdale. Yes, you're right. It is Cloverdale. Pocket Watch says there is a Midtown Montgomery. It's on signs. Well, I haven't seen them, but I'm glad they're justifying what I thought. What's going on? Avery F. Avery, one of our superstar favorite people from Rebel Grove, along with Georgia Rebel and Leif, says, Jay, will there be a Memorial Day weekend G-Pits? Isn't this Memorial Day weekend right now? I think it is. This is normally when we go to the pool and everything and get all crazy, but I don't know. I'm probably not going to be going to the pool. I'm a little skeeved by the pool right now. I'm not one of these guys who's terrified of the virus, but I don't really want to hang out in the pool right now. I don't know. Dr. Fauci could probably tell me, yo, the pool's fine, and I would still just be like, I don't know, man. I'd rather just kind of sit this one out. I went into a video game store today without a mask. I felt bad because I just didn't have one with me, and I was going to be in and out real quick. I wasn't trying to be that guy. I wasn't trying to, rage against the machine. Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. I wasn't doing that. But so I walked in there, and literally everybody had a mask on except me. I was like, I didn't mean to do that. I was looking for a copy of Rock Band 4, believe it or not. And I told the guy at the desk, I was like, look, I'm the only guy in North America asking this question today, but do you have a copy of Rock Band 4? And he laughed at me and was like, thank you. Administrative assistant's in the house. Yeah, I heard you tell her that you wanted some. Hey, can you put that in the yeah. It looks like administrative assistant. What should we need a name for Maddie. We need like a assistant to the regional manager. I told you guys Maddie went to the Voodoo earlier, and she brought her mom home some boneless, which my wife's pretty fired up about. But she's very generously offering that to me because for some reason you think I need food.
Yes, Donger needs food.
David the Wizard wants to talk to you tonight, Cordy.
Yeah, right. He can't handle this.
He's pissed off at you right now.
He can't handle this.
He thinks that you are wrong to question his ability to pull wool.
He can't pull wool when all the people he's trying to date have no wool.
Are you trying to say, I don't know where you're going with that. I told him that probably wasn't going to happen. I mean, administrative assistant is not officially part of the show. I mean, you're an off the air talent. AU Storm 20 says, I picture your desk having a bunch of cups on it. I think there's only, unless you count like this is a cup. I mean, I only have one actual cup on here. It's this one. We had this since Trancy. This is her Chi Omega because my wife was a Chi O. We still have this from Trancy, but that's the only actual cup on here. I've got the Colonel E.H. Taylor here on my left. I got the Knob Creek that I'm never going to drink. It's the Auburn Final Four Knob Creek version. I just don't see any reason to drink this unless Auburn makes another Final Four, at which point then I'd have no problem cracking that open because I'll get another one. And also thank you to my man Buddy for hooking me up on that. I couldn't have done it without you, bro. And also my friend Joe, who lives down in Dothan, he didn't actually hook me up with that, but he could have hooked me up with that. And I love Joe, and Joe knows I love him. And I miss seeing him because basketball season got cut off a little early. And Joe's we'll call him Joe D. Joe D's a big basketball guy. And I miss seeing you, Joe. So I hope you're doing well down there in the Wiregrass. I got the Old Soul here, and I've got the Elijah Craig that I cashed down. I think I killed this one on G-Pits, but it's gone. Here's one you can throw away. Courtney's been trying to consolidate these. Then the Weller and the that Gold Maker's Mark that my granddad and my uncle were part of. That's all I got on here, y'all. Would you please eat that.
You need to eat some.
No, I already had some. I already had some.
What's in your mouth?
Oh. What was it we had earlier? Gumbo, bog? Gumbo, yeah.
Chicken.
All right, Avery, apparently I misunderstood what you were saying. That's my fault. You talking about a G-Pits? Were you talking about a G-Pit specifically? I'm sorry. Yeah, of course. You wrote, Jay, will there be a Memorial Day weekend G-Pits? And here I was like, yo, I'm on the air right now. My bad, Avery. Yes, we're going to do one. We were talking about it on the text today. Probably tomorrow. What I generally try to just feel them out and see what Neil and Gabe want to do because I don't really care if we do it on Sundays or Mondays. I guess in a perfect world we do them on Sundays, but yes, we're going to do one, Avery. I promise you. EU Taxman says, can we discuss the Ruxpin flame out? I would like to get to the bottom of that, actually. I'm going to go ahead and turn on Skype just in case somebody wants to call in. And I was mentioning this to my friend Kyle from the Alabama site. I know Auburn people and Alabama people are not supposed to be friends, but my friend Kyle, who runs our Alabama site on the Rivals Network, is a great guy. And he does a video show, something like Brain Drain. It's kind of like that. They take calls, but they don't take he doesn't have a lot of subscribers call in. He has like randos. So it's kind of a different thing. And then they have Bone on there talking about recruiting and whatnot, which is cool. I mean, we have Jay Lee on. I don't even know where I was going with that. Super chat coming through from War Eagles 02. He says he is the first one. You are indeed. Hashtag War Eagle. Thank you very much, War Eagles 02, for starting things off with a nice fat super chat. You're the man, and I appreciate you very much for being part of that and your generosity, sir. Thank you. You're a badass. Ed D, my man, Ed D is back. Always has something on topic to talk about. Says JG, what will be the strength of the offense this year, run or pass? If passing, will Malzahn allow Knicks to spin the ball? It's a great question. Let me think about that for a minute. The strength of the offense this year. So let's be real about this. Okay, first of all, I think the offensive line, from my view, is going to be struggling to get to SEC average. I mean, if you think about it, like right now, I don't know how you guys think about the offensive line, but for me, Broham is the best player they got. Broham has not played a lot. Broham is a guard. I mean, if he's your star, that's not good. I mean, he's a good player, but he shouldn't be the star. So we don't know what they're doing at left tackle. We don't really know what they're doing at right tackle. I know what they're doing at center. I like Nick Brahms, but I don't love Nick Brahms. And then I guess Tayshawn's going to play right guard. So I don't love the offensive line. And if you don't love the offensive line, at least to some degree, it's probably not going to be the run game. So it probably means more Bo, more Seth. I think Brandon Frazier is going to be a bigger deal than what we've been talking about. The freshman tight end from Texas. Chad loves this kid. Chad really sold out to go get this kid. I mean, a kid from Texas doesn't just roll up to Auburn because he thinks the colors are cool and the logo is cool and that Bo Jackson played there. I mean, he came here because he wants to catch balls. He feels like he's the next Jason Witten. And Chad Morris has visions of that. So I think it's going to end up being a passing game. And if passing, will Malzahn allow Knicks to spin the ball? Okay, first of all, that's a good question, but I would rephrase it. Is Malzahn going to allow Chad Morris to fully realize what he wants to do with the offense? And a lot of people would tell you no because Gus can't do that. But your boy JG says, yes, he is actually doing that right now. And I have a lot of faith in Chad Morris to get this offense. I don't know if I trust him to get to number one or anything like that, but he's going to make a substantial improvement upon the numbers. Even with his offensive line kind of in shambles right now. I mean, they have a lot of dudes, and some of those dudes are going to step up, and they're going to be good. I just don't trust any of them yet. And I'm not sure that Bick or any of those guys trust him right now. I mean, they're going to go into camp with like 17 offensive linemen, and 5 guys, well, 6 maybe, need to step up and be legitimate contributors that they feel like they can handle every single week and they know what they can get. I know they have those guys on the roster. It's just a matter of getting them back in shape and then getting the skills to go along with the tools. I think Broham's going to be really good. I also happen to think that Killian Zier is going to be good. I just don't know if he's ready to contribute just yet, coming off the ACL surgery. I also like Austin Troxell, but I just don't know if I trust the knees at this point. I don't know. I just don't know. There's too many things. Canoe Man says, so a pharmacist, nobody said anything about a pharmacist, yo. A pharmacist gave you the Final Four bourbon. No, actually, I got this from my man, Buddy. And I paid for it because Buddy, no, I wanted to pay for it. I wanted to pay for it. I appreciate Buddy just making it available to me. It was not easy to get that stuff. But Joe D is just a badass, and I wanted to shout him out. If that's the pharmacist you're talking about. Because Joe D's a badass. He's one of my all-time favorite Auburn fans, like top 5 ever. Awesome dude. The coolest. The absolute coolest guy. I don't really know where we're going with this, but Alpha Tiger says, sup, Swoogans. Sup, Swoogans. Has Amanda dropped her balls on here yet? I don't even know what that means, dude. Amanda obviously would be a girl, so. We got a couple super chats coming in. Taylor R. with a super chat. Thank you very much for your generosity, sir, and being part of the show. Also, Vernon Speak Sports Auburn drops one as well and says War Eagle. What up, Vernon? Glad to have you here, bro. And same thing for you, Taylor. I have a feeling, Taylor, I've been chatting with you for a few years, on and off. But and I don't know if you talk about I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for being part of that. And Canoe Man agrees that Joe D is a complete badass. I love Joe D. I mean, if you're talking about like all-time great Auburn basketball fans, he's got to be in the conversation. Because back when Auburn basketball was shitty, he still cared a lot, you know? And I mean, Stephen Hooks deserves credit. He's in the team photo there too, and there's several other guys and gals who have really cared about basketball the whole way through, and hey, Alabama Hammer deserves some credit here too. Alabama Hammer was sitting courtside back when they were shitty. And I know, depending on how you feel about Alabama Hammer on the board, because he kind of comes off like a dick, right? But I would argue that he just comes off as a guy who's very assured. He's very self-assured, and some people are bothered by that. Other scared alphas are scared by a major alpha. That's how I would look at it. And he got into it with, who was that dude? I don't know what his name was at the time. I forgot his name now. I mean, I know who it is in real life, but I forgot what handle he was using back then. He got into it with Alabama Hammer anyway. I don't know. Alabama Hammer's a badass. Pocket Watch says Alabama Hammer's still courtside. Obviously, yeah. He's courtside. Well, his wife is always courtside. He's courtside like half the time. I guess he probably lets her take her friends or whatever. He lets his little lady go. I'm just kidding. That's what I tell my wife when I'm trying to make her angry. Oh, we got some other superstars coming in the chat. Obviously, I mentioned Alpha Tiger. He wasn't here to start, but he's here now, and he's a badass. Corny is in the house. Our all-time favorite poster from Nevada, and probably one of our all-time favorite posters ever, who's been doing the awesome threads about the best song of blank. And I've been getting involved in some of those, but I really appreciate him having done that. We're going to take our first call right here coming in. Hey, caller, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
What's up, Jay? How's it going?
Word. Who I got on the horn?
AU Storm 20.
What up, bro? How you been?
Same old. Just another Saturday of boring Bundesliga soccer action this morning.
Oh, damn. I didn't get to watch any of that. Did you watch Bayern?
Yeah, they smoked him.
Who'd they play?
Wolfsburg.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No. Sorry, Frankfurt.
Yeah, same thing. They're shitty, too.
Yeah.
Well, they have Zach Steffen.
I mean, it's just...
They have Zach Steffen, American goalkeeper.
Yeah, Wolfsburg played Dortmund earlier, and I know everyone loves the soccer talk, but they got John Brooks, if you remember him.
Of course, he scored a goal in the World Cup. Hell yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
What's been going on with you, AU Storm? You been kicking it, doing your thing?
Yeah, it's been a rough May, but we're almost done with it. So hopefully seeing the light at the end of the tunnel with everything. But we had some family stuff go on with our dog, unfortunately. And it's been tough being at home. But it's part of life. So we're getting through it. Glad to have the bunker as our source of entertainment during this time. I don't get involved with all the drama on there, but it's definitely been interesting to see this past week what's been going on.
Yeah, I know. It seems like the LEA and the Ball ZFG crew have been really going at it, and it's been tough. It's been tough because it's brother against brother.
Yeah, I don't get into any of that, and maybe sometimes during basketball season I will, but I just don't have time these days to get into it. But it's definitely entertaining. But I was calling because this past week has brought a little bit of nice, distraction from the world and hope for basketball season in Matt McClung. And I have never wanted a basketball player more at Auburn than I've wanted Matt McClung. I mean, that dude is a straight baller and could potentially fill that 2 spot in that we would so desperately need next year. It's got, of course, Memphis is in the running, which is like our new rival and all this, right? Yeah. But, is there any possibility that we're in the top 3 for him, maybe even top 2?
We're going to talk to Jay Lee about that later in the show, and I would defer to his opinion on this. But if you're asking me, JG, I don't think so. Now, Jeffrey knows more about it than I do, but I'm just trying to read the tea leaves. And I also have a friend that covers Wake Forest, who's been a friend of mine for years. And I just kind of go off him a little bit. I feel like Wake is just selling out for this kid. And I don't know as though Auburn is. Not that Auburn doesn't love him. Auburn does love him. I feel like Wake is trying to say they're going to be the centerpiece of our program, and Auburn can't really say that because Auburn's got some really good players. But I understand where you're coming from. This kid, he's a two-guard. He can shoot. He can drive. He really could be a centerpiece player at Auburn, and I understand why you feel that way about him. He's a badass.
I mean, not saying this because you could say this, but I mean, the dude's white. I mean, when's the last time Auburn's had a good white player since Scotty Pullman? You know, could you imagine him going down the lane and dunking at Auburn Arena and that place going nuts?
Abe Smith, he was really good. Adam Harrington.
Yeah, well, yeah. But
who was that dude that was from Australia? Like 4 or 5 years. Yeah, Jack Purchase ended up being really good at Hawaii. Not at Auburn though.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Continue, sir. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good. We all thought Jack he was going to be like the four guy who just pops threes from the top of the key, but never really panned out.
That's what he was in Hawaii, though.
But,
I mean, I know it's Hawaii, but that's what he did in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Word.
I saw too today that Texas Tech had their star point guard sign a pro deal and left school early to go play in Italy, and they're one of his top teams too. So
why would you go to Italy right now? I don't want to go to Italy right now. That's crazy.
Well, it's Moretti. He's from Italy, so I think he's already there.
Well,
but I mean, I don't know when the next pro ball is going to be played there or anywhere.
Man. I have a hard time hating.
Anytime soon.
You're not trying to get me to hate on Texas Tech, but I really like that coach, man. His name is Chris Beard, and he's like a working class dude like me. He's just like a stiff like me, and he's funny as hell, man. I like that guy. But
yeah, I like Chris Beard too, and it's hard not to like Texas Tech either because they're kind of like us. They had Bob Knight for a little bit, but they never. I mean, their Final Four run was kind of similar to ours. They're just kind of there. It's hard not to hate them, but it's definitely been interesting to see, with him coming out and Kuminga saying, "Hey, here's my top 5," and of course one of them is the G League, which it's you saw that and you're kind of like, here we go again. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens with all that, and it's crazy that we're in these conversations with these guys like Greg Brown and Jalen and Kuminga and one of the top transfers. It's crazy to think about. I hope we're able to see all that come to fruition here. But I just wish that we could get some insight on what's going to go on in the future and whether we're going to have sports and what's the situation with fans going to look like. And it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens. And I don't know I don't want to get into all the whole, who's going to be allowed in the games and how that's going to work out. And what if a player tests positive on a team? What's that mean for everybody else? It's going to be crazy to see what happens in the future with sports and with that, and especially with college. So
yeah,
I'm sure
football's going to go. I mean, it's going to go with like 20 or 30,000 people in Jordan Hare is what I think is going to go down. But basketball season is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. But man, you guys know, man, I've been saying on the show, I expect a miracle. I think things are going to get a lot better between now and then, and they're going to figure out a way to make it happen. Because I love me some basketball, and I hope that Bruce Pearl and all his staff, they've been busting their ass to get this stuff together. You know that, you respect the hustle, and this team's going to be pretty good if they get your boy Mac. I think they're SEC championship caliber. If they don't get Mac, I don't know that they are, but they're still NCAA caliber.
Yeah, I hate that we never got to close the chapter on last year's team.
Yeah, I know.
To move forward. It just sucks for them and sucks for everybody involved. And I'll always claim them as my national champs. But that's neither here or there. But
there you go.
It's going to be interesting to see how all that plays out, and especially with who can go into games in the fall. When college football happens, what's that going to look like? Who's going to be allowed? It's going to be crazy to see all that play out. And I'm glad I'm not the people who are making those decisions and being at the front lines of all that. I feel for them, and hopefully they'll get it right, and if not, they'll work through it. But
Do the best
appreciate
they
you letting me
can,
call
man.
in and talk for a little bit.
Hey, you Storm, you're a badass, dude. I love that you call in early and you're always bringing it, bro. So I appreciate you on that.
Yeah, I'm going to sit back, relax, and watch all the other people call in now. That's going to talk about everything that's been happening on the bunker lately.
All right, bro. You behave yourself out there.
All right, man. See you.
Hey, you Storm, man. One of the good guys. Damn good caller. Keeps it real. Not a lot of BS. He's not here for the bunker drama. He's here to talk about the Auburn Tigers, and I like that about him. We need people like that. I'm glad to see that some other folks here on the in the chat are with me on Chris Beard. I happen to find Chris Beard very entertaining. He does these Facebook Live videos where he interviews like a player, one of his players, each week. And what my favorite thing, and Ben Wolk and I both, back when Ben was working here, we got the biggest kick out of this. Like everything that his player would say, his answer would just be solid. So he'd say like, "What's your favorite place in town to eat?" And the kid would be like, "Yo, I like to go to McKinnon's because they have those awesome wings." And he would go, "Solid." Or he would go, "Solid choice." Everything's solid. And so like my wife and my daughter, when they tell me shit like that, I always say solid. And they don't know what that's a reference to, but I know what it's a reference to, and I think it's pretty funny. Boa's Great says, AU Storm, good call. Absolutely, man. AU Storm keeping us on track, yo. I mean, keeping us on topic, and that's what we love about him. Keeps it real. Mark A says, Chris Beard is the best coach in college basketball. Don't at me. Wow. Not that there's a thing like that on here. Actually, I can at you, bro, and I will do it right now. Just to do it. People do that in the bunker. They say, don't at me, and then I at him immediately. I don't know if Chris Beard's the best coach in college basketball. Well, he's pretty damn good. I mean, I'm telling you, man, I know I cover Auburn, and I interact with BP. BP is really damn good. BP is the best non-major coach. Like he never gets to helm like a Kentucky or a Duke or a North Carolina. But for anybody below that, and I think Auburn's below that in a basketball context, he's the best there is. He's the best there is. He recruits, he coaches, he motivates. I can't really, I mean, like he has dealt with so much bullshit through the last 6 years at Auburn as far as players, because when he was first starting out at Auburn, he had to take on some dudes that had some issues, man. I mean, like TJ Dunnins, he was a divisive element, okay? Kareem Canny, and I love Kareem, and I'm not shitting on Kareem, but Kareem came from Brooklyn to Auburn. Like there's some cultural issues there. There's some lifestyle issues there. Kareem was, I don't think he meant to be a problem, but he was kind of a problem, and BP kind of worked his way through that. He's had to assuage a lot of difficult personalities. Casey Ross Miller, same deal. He's really good at that too. So, to me, there is no better basketball program, no better basketball coach in America that Auburn could have than BP. And I know a lot of you guys agree with me on that. I'm not. This is not a hot take, but just a reset there. BP's the best Auburn could have ever done because he's the best coach. It's like he was made for Auburn. And he's been incredible. Boa's Great says, did Jay just say that Auburn has replaced Kentucky as the SEC elite? I wouldn't go that far. But Auburn is Auburn's right there, man. Auburn's a problem for UK now. I mean, a consistent problem. I know Auburn laid an egg. I remember that game at Rupp maybe a year and a half ago, and I was like, shit, here we go. You know, because they got crushed. And then the NCAA tournament, Kentucky people will conveniently forget that game, but I will not let them. Auburn beat that ass, and that's all there is to say about that. And they had a lot of hubris going into that game. Believe me, I know a lot of UK people. They were like, crushed them in Rupp a couple weeks ago. Ain't no big deal. And then Auburn beat that ass. Probably the most incredible Auburn win ever, I would say. I mean, you could make an argument that there's other games in that run. I mean, beating North Carolina was huge. Beating Kansas's ass is big. But Kentucky regional final, trip to the Final Four on the line to beat the established SEC power like that, like 2 or 3 weeks after they had just absolutely run you out of Rupp, to me is massive. Now, again, not a hot take, but it's my take, and I know you guys are on board with that. I feel like I missed so much here in the chat since we've been going here. AU Boss says, what's happened with Ruxpin this week? I hope that Ruxy Poo calls in. I would like to talk to him for a minute. I will not scold him. I will not schoolmarm him. I will not sun him. I would like to know what the hell happened because that was weird. Ruxy just lost his mind. He posted a bunch of porn to the bunker at like 1:30 in the morning one day. And then he got banned. Obviously, I had to do that. And then he changed his handle to Ruxy Poo, and he's been fine. Ruxy is obviously he's brain drain elite. I would like to know more about that myself. And there's also some folks on here who want to talk about Amanda. Amanda's been a big topic of conversation on the bunker. Amanda, AU88, who then became AU Biznitch, I think. Yeah, I have reason to believe that maybe Amanda wasn't actually Amanda. And there's been some talk on the bunker that Knotted Shorts was behind that. And if you're asking me, not that you have, but if you would, I would tell you that I don't think Knotted Shorts had anything to do with that. I think there is another besmirched former bunker member who is behind the Amanda thing. And Knotted Shorts is not a former bunker member. Knotted Shorts is a very much in the present bunker member. And although I have some questions for Knotted Shorts about 7-Year Itch, I don't have questions about Knotted Shorts and his relationship or involvement in the Amanda thing. AU Boss says, how about Amanda's video? Okay, first of all, that was taken down. Second of all, I did watch it, and it seemed very weird to me. And I don't doubt that that video was done by a girl with a bunch of Instagram filters on. However, I believe the perpetrator had a female. He was in cahoots with a female, and yeah, that's how that went down. But if you want to know my opinion, you guys can do whatever you want. You can think about whatever you want. If you guys are in the LEA, maybe you think Knotted Shorts is the bad guy, or maybe you just think he's a dick anyway. Continue thinking Knotted Shorts is behind it. But if you want to know my opinion, I don't think Knotted Shorts had anything to do with it. Ryan S. says, JG looking at IP addresses. JG does have the ability to look at IP addresses. I don't generally go that far just because I don't care that much. And bunker drama in general doesn't bother me. Doesn't piss me off. Bunker drama, for the most part, is useful. Now, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's this virus crap when you've got like, and I don't want to name names because they get really sensitive, but certain people get really sensitive about the virus stuff, and then the whole thing. Hey, caller, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Morning, afternoon, whatever it is. What's going on, Jay?
Hey, D Lucky, is this you, bro?
No.
Oh,
no,
damn. Who I got?
No, now I'm offended. Nah, I like D Lucky. This is Bo is great.
Hey, what up, Bo?
Man, I'm trying to get behind this whole Amanda thing, trying to get to the uncover the truth. We got Papa Bear balled up in the fetal position, all worried about being
now,
stalked.
hold on, Bo. Here's the thing about you. First of all, Bo, I want to give you credit for something, okay?
Yes.
As the proprietor of this website, okay, there's a lot. I don't trust a lot of bunker posters, okay, because I feel like most of the time posters are in it for their e-cred, okay?
Yes.
You are one of the
I
rare
see that.
posters that I would absolutely trust. You and R. Thomas. You guys are legitimate dudes, and I don't think you're in it for e-cred. I think you're in it because you're good people. And I have no
I
reason to
appreciate
lie to you right now.
Right.
Now then, I want you to know I love you, and I'm glad you're here on the AuburnSports.com site.
Oh, dude, this ain't nothing but love, brother.
So when
Nothing
it comes to Amanda, I think if you want to know my opinion, I think Mutter was behind that.
I can see that.
I think
I
it was
can see
Mutter.
that.
I'm going to tell you why. I can't get into details, but when we went ahead and locked her down on when I say her, the Amanda threat, the Amanda persona or whatever. When I locked it down, all of a sudden I started getting messages that were very reminiscent of Mutter. I'll just leave it at that.
I understand. Well, that helps take the pressure off Papa Bear, because I think, he was very, very nervous about this.
Yeah, he was.
With it knotted shorts being a possibility, there's rumors that, knotted shorts may have a tiny one. I don't know. It was going to be awkward in our text group. I can tell you that, if that were the case.
Yeah, the text group.
So I'm glad it's come out now. You just don't want couple dating when you're within a text group.
No, definitely.
Not ideal. It's not ideal at all.
You know that knotted shorts wasn't part of that. Come on, man.
I know. But I do like to spread the rumor a little bit. So I think I'm going to go ahead and believe it is him.
There were people in the bunker who really thought it was knotted shorts, and I thought that wasn't fair, man.
No, knotted shorts doesn't have the patience for that.
Although I will say this, dude, I kind of like the LEA. I mean, like in the LEA Ball ZFG thing, I'm kind of on the LEA side, although I don't dislike the Ball ZFG guys.
Well, I got to tell you, I've had some falling out lately with some of my fellow BLZG whatever lately.
Yeah, you had some falling out there?
And I was I was an original Lee member, so I don't know. I don't know. I've had a lot of phone calls back and forth. I don't really know where I stand right now. Doc Gumpster spent a couple hours on the phone with me yesterday trying to bring me back. I don't know. I can't decide what I'm going to do yet. Now that Keller Dog's back, I got to get over to the opposite side of him for sure.
Yeah, Keller Dogs can be tough. Hey, Canoe Man asks in the chat right now, Bo is great. He says, wait, how does it take the pressure off Papa Bear? What does that mean?
Well, now, if it's really knotted shorts, I think Papa Bear kind of was aroused by that idea. Hey, look, I'm not that there's anything wrong with that. So I'm not sure. I'm
Wow.
not starting rumors, not trying to out anybody. I just want to get to the bottom of things.
I happen to think that Knotted Shorts is a very credible bunker poster. He's a good dude, and I think he was unfairly maligned here, in my opinion. I don't have any friendship with him really either.
He loves you.
No, he doesn't love me. He thinks I'm an absolute turd, but he's a very credible poster, and I don't think he would do that.
I think you would need to rethink that. I think Shorts thinks highly of you.
What about Keller Dog, huh? What about Pete? What does he think about me?
Oh, I think Pete's out for a good time, man. Pete, you'd have a great time hanging out with Pete.
I've hung out with Pete, and I had a great time. He was fun, but I think he likes to give me hell, man. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, you're the man.
Yeah,
you try to keep everybody down.
That's true. You're all right about that. But I love you, Bo. Is great. You're an absolute badass. And I do want to say for all the people on the bunker, Bo is great. Doesn't just talk the talk with the Auburn thing. He walks the walk. His son's at Auburn right now, and kicking ass as usual. So,
well, let's hope so.
I am drinking Weller Special Reserve, the Green Label Weller, which is it's a good pour. It's a very weedy pour.
That's a nice pour. That's very economical too.
I don't think this is fair right here, but Alpha Tiger says Bo is great as a big fan of the porn my company produces. I don't know what that means,
yes,
but
I didn't. Alpha Tiger actually is a maker and distributor of homemade porn.
Who knew?
Yeah, I mean, it's all I've seen it on the bunker. People talking about it. You must send a lot of it to people through direct message. Is all I know.
So, are you having some second thoughts about your allegiance to Ball ZFG?
I really am. That group has gone way off the original mission, and
Wow.
I just don't know if I can stay with it anymore. I think Alpha Tiger's even in that group, or is he in the Pearls?
Yeah, I feel like Alpha Tiger's not part of that particular one.
Alpha Tiger shares something you and I share, too.
Yeah? What's that?
Well, you might have 3 little Greek letters going for him.
Is Alpha Tiger a member of the Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity?
I believe he is.
I did not know that. If that's big, if true, right there, brother.
BTV.
Wow.
Is one as well.
I did not know that. Well, that really changes how I feel about Alpha Tiger. I mean, I thought he was kind of a hellraiser, but now I like him. He's a good hellraiser,
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, he's pure as a driven snow if he can fight.
Bo is great. You're an absolute beast, dude. I mean, you are like, seriously, if we're doing a Hall of Fame, you're on it. Like first ballot, no doubt about it.
Well, as long as Doc's taken care of. then I could creep in there.
I feel like that's odd for you to say. You've always been kind of a ball ZFG guy, but here you are promoting the captain of the LEA.
Well, I don't know. I'm confused right now.
Wow.
I don't know the direction I need to go with my life.
Well, you've got plenty of time to figure that out, brother.
Hey, man, good show. Keep at it, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Bo, it was great. You be good, bro.
See you, man. Bye.
I did not know that Alpha Tiger was a pike. I did not know that. Alpha says indeed. How about that? That's big, man. Canoe Man says Alpha Tiger is a pearl. Apparently that's like the third party in the Ball ZFG LEA fuss. I should mention to folks who are not familiar with Bunker Life, and I know we have a lot of viewers who are not necessarily bunker folks who are always involved with the bunker, but we have two factions of bunker posters that maybe they kind of don't they like each other, but they have different purposes. On the bunker, we have the LEA, which is the Lamp Enforcement Agency. They like to point out when people make posts that promote their wealth or their general alphaness. They just want to keep people in check and make sure, hey, if you're going to go ahead and lamp, which is a look at me post, you need to go ahead and just kind of moderate, ease that back because, hey, we're all ballers here. And the Ball ZFG guys are just basically like, look, we're alphas. We make a lot of money. We've pulled in a lot of chicks, the hottest chicks, the most desirable chicks. We have the best cars. We have the biggest houses. And we don't feel any need to lie about it or mitigate that to make your, to avoid you hurting your feelings. And so there's two different kinds of thought there. I mean, I think on one side you've got Doc Dumpsta and Papa Bear on the LEA, and then on the Ball ZFG, I mean, you've got Knotted Shorts, you got Auburn Smith, you've got Pete, a.k.a. Keller Dog. I mean, there's some other guys there. Henry, I believe, has switched sides. So it's been tough. It's been brother against brother, and I just, as Doc would say, and I love Doc. It's family. It's all about family. And we don't want to, it's okay to have some differences, but you don't want to have that hatred. And sometimes I wonder if it's getting a little bit too nasty and mean. But we'll leave it at that. Canoe Man, who apparently is part of the Pearls as well, says the third party. We are the first party. Let's see. Corey W. says J-Boy, also known as Jake Crane, a guy that I like a lot and who I met when I was at the Montgomery Advertiser. He was actually working here at the time as, like, I think an intern or maybe like a – we got to get Jay Lee on the horn. As an intern or like a junior member or whatever at the time. This is before Jake started coaching. J-Boy said the other day, 75-25 AU over Memphis or McClung. Do we buy that? I do not. I am not here to shit on Jake Crane because you guys know I love Jake. I have told Jake I love him. He knows I love him, and I love him. But I don't think at this point Auburn is in the driver's seat for Mac McClung. But Auburn is definitely in the picture, and I think that's all that matters. I think there is a lot of concern from all the schools involved. They don't have a really good idea of what Mac McClung wants. I don't think anybody feels like they've got a really good shot at Mac McClung because he has handlers. The handlers don't really give you much of a feeling for how they or he feels about them. So I don't know I don't think anybody's in the lead for him. But at the same time, I just wonder if Auburn is going to be in position. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't feel like Auburn's in the catbird seat right now. That could change. We'll see how it works out. An AAU fan says McHung. That's good, man. Mac McHung. I like that. AU Storm 20 says Texas Tech also lost their two best players today. We mentioned the kid from Italy who is going to go play professionally in Italy, and there's somebody else. So we'll see. AU Storm 20 says McClung may not even be eligible. Yeah, he's going to have to request a waiver to play next season or this coming season. we don't know if he'll be able to get that. The NCAA is really weird about waivers. Sometimes they'll hold people off. Other times they'll just give people free reign, and we don't really understand how that goes down. Jeffrey Lee texted us and said that if we want to get him on the horn, we need to get him on the horn pretty soon because he's going to go to bed. It's 8 o'clock, Courtney. I'm sorry, administrative assistant. Jeffrey Lee says he may be going to bed soon, so we want to get Jeffrey Lee on the horn. Ed D, we're going to get back to you, brother. These questions are definitely on topic, and I want to get to them, but we're not quite there yet, bro.
Jeffrey Lee.
Hey, Jeffrey Lee, I got about 345 bales of pine straw put down your house. That's going to be $1,300.
Yeah. How about you?
What up, Jay Lee?
Nothing much, dude. Nothing much. Little worn out. Had a long day on the Coosa today.
Were you drinking on the river?
I had a Corona.
Like one?
I did. It was a tall boy.
How tall?
That's it. I had to drive home, man.
Oh, word. I got you. Okay. It was awesome seeing you at Voodoo the other day. You seemed very content with the chicken.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I needed that.
Hey, we had a caller earlier, Jay Lee, who is absolutely eat up with Mac McClung, and he thinks that Mac McClung has got to be an Auburn Tiger. You talked about it on the rundown the other day that you're not sure that any school really has a good feel for what's going on with him. Have you changed your opinion?
I have not, and I actually did some digging around today, and just got further confirmation that nobody has a good feel, at least at Auburn. And well, I'm talking about from the top on down. You know, I know that Wes Flanagan spoke to McClung on Thursday, and then BP Bruce Pearl talked to McClung yesterday on Friday, and you know, McClung's very transparent. They're very open. They're very honest with all these coaches, and I'm sure they're telling everybody kind of what they want to hear. But McClung on his side, at least publicly, you know, it's tough to get him on the record. I've had to go through his agent and stuff. So his agent's kind of controlling the recruitment process and wants to be put out publicly. So there's not a lot being said from the McClung camp. And I know Auburn doesn't have a feel one way or the other. It's just real wide open. Nobody really knows what he's going to do.
But you would agree that he's a total beast and he would be great at Auburn, right?
He would be perfect. He's absolutely the missing link to this team, not only this class, but to this team.
Have you had a chance? You've talked to Mac directly, right?
I did. I talked to him Wednesday night.
Does he seem like a pretty cool dude, or what was your kind of takeaway from him?
And I should say this: he was very cool, and he was very respectful, very polite, well mannered. And he said when he was telling me that, hey man, I would love to talk to you, I really would, but my agent is real controlling about this stuff. And he said, I'll answer a couple of questions. He goes, I don't want you to, please don't think I'm a Hollywood kid. He said, I'm just a Southern kid from Virginia, man. And he said, I would love to talk to you. And if you'll call my agent, maybe we can get something set up, because I would love to. You know, I'm not big balling you, you know, basically what he was saying. Real humble guy. I enjoyed it. I think I spoke to him for about 4 minutes, and I was very impressed.
He has an agent?
He does. Now, you know, when he officially left Georgetown to enter the NBA draft, he hired an agent, but, you know, you can do that now without losing your eligibility.
Oh, word, okay.
And that's what he's done. He's left it to where he can still play in the NCAA. He hasn't lost his eligibility by hiring this agent. And it looks like he's going to be going to college. I know, you know, Texas Tech, BYU, Wake Forest, Memphis, all these schools, Auburn, of course. And I haven't heard from, and I'm talking to other schools and pubs, you know, just like everybody else, just trying to figure out what everybody's hearing, if anything concrete, and nobody really has a clue. And, you know, if they say they do, they don't. They're just guessing.
How about Jonathan Kuminga? Has anything changed with him as far in the last, let's say, 2 or 3 weeks? Obviously, an absolute badass, the number one player in the 2021 class. He may reclassify. He says he's 50-50. Your thoughts on that?
Came out with the top 4 on Friday: Auburn, Kentucky, Duke, Texas Tech. Pretty good company to be in.
Yeah.
He also said, and I didn't think this was a possibility because of his age, but he also said the G League is an option for him. So there are 5 options for him, 4 of which are colleges, and Auburn is one of them. So, I think he would have to – a lot going on with his recruitment, and anytime you're involved with a number 1 recruit in the country, you really don't know. It's not going to be a standard recruitment. You've got so many different angles for these big-time basketball players, from shoe companies, to schools, to G leagues, to agents, to mentors, to handlers. But I know that Ira Bowman has done a fantastic job recruiting him the past few years and has Auburn in the final 4 colleges for the number 1 player in the 2021 class. He hasn't reclassified. Hasn't really said much about that since it's been a couple of months when he said 50-50.
Yeah.
I think if he does reclassify, that would help Auburn's chances. I've heard that he might not. You really just don't know. But for Auburn to be in the Final 4 for the number 1 player in the country with the likes of Kentucky and Duke, and of course Texas Tech's got some spots open. But that's pretty good company.
It is.
Kind of indicative of where Pearl has this program and where he's got it going.
Let's talk about how big of a beast Ira Bowman is, Jay Lee. Ira was hired away from Penn maybe 2 years ago, and ever since he got on campus, he is getting Auburn involved with some of the very best players in every single class, and he was able to be the main guy in the Sharif Cooper recruitment. Let's just talk about how much of a badass he's been.
He came in and was just started knocking it out of the park. His connections up in New Jersey has gotten Auburn, gotten those kids on campus. He was a big part in getting Jalen Green on campus. You go up to Cliff, Omarui. A lot. New Jersey's got a lot of basketball talent, and these kids weren't ever, they didn't know where Auburn was before Ira Bowman. He's just done a great job with great relationships up there, and has really opened up the Northeast to Auburn, and has got some great relationships down in the South with Omar Cooper, Sharif's dad, and it's paying off. It's paying off big time for Auburn, especially with some of these top dogs.
Yeah, Omar Cooper is a big guy on the AAU circuit, right?
Yes. He actually just opened up the last couple of weeks. I think he's opened up an agency.
Damn.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't want to be wrong here, but I think Omar and Ira, they've been they're lifelong friends. I mean, they've known each other, I believe, since college.
Damn.
If they didn't go to college together. There's some connections there. And he certainly, I tell you, he's been a big part of keeping these guys in the fold as well as getting them on board. Big time addition for Bruce when he brought Ira on.
Yeah, he's been big, huge. I mean, Sharif Cooper's going to be a guy that really helps Auburn in these next couple of years.
Absolutely, program changer.
Absolutely. Anything going on football wise? I know we talked about some stuff on the brain drain on the rundown the other day about DD and the kids from Ocala, the athlete from Fort Myers. Anything else going on?
Yeah, man, we had some moves yesterday. In the last couple of days, the tight ends from Texas, Lake McCree, who committed. He's from Austin. He committed to Texas early, and then decommitted. And then Landon King, tight end that's from Texas, who's committed to Texas, decommitted from Texas. So Texas has got 2 decommitments at tight end, and both of whom are very, very high on Auburn, very high on Chad Morris. I talked to Lake. I think it was Thursday night, and he's from Lake Travis, where Chad was.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about he's a Hall of Fame legendary coach here at this high school, and it would be cool to have that connection in college as well. Really high on Auburn, and then Landon King, we heard Friday morning that he could be flipping to Auburn from Texas, and he declined that, at least to Sam. Me and Sam were working on this Friday morning, and he denied it, but then an hour or two later, he decommitted from Texas. So there was definitely some merit to what we were hearing, and he's definitely going to be one to keep an eye on moving forward. So Chad's got some tight ends. Terrence Ferguson, tight end, 4-star tight end from Colorado, has Auburn in his top 5.
I mean,
So,
Chad goes, he gets some tight ends, Jay Lee. God dang, man.
Yeah. I mean, they'll have them on the roster, man. You know, it'll be up to him to use them. But Auburn. We've heard Auburn fans about the tight ends and not using them. Well, look, there'll be a roster full of tight ends by then. I guess this time next year.
Dude, Brandon Frazier's gonna be a badass. You watch.
I like Brandon. Yeah, another Texas tight end.
Jay Lee, I want you. Hey, go ahead, continue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, I forgot one more thing. Last night, Nate pointed me out. Kalen Newton.
Yes, Kalen Newton, younger brother of Cameron.
Correct, Cameron Jarrell. And I think you were there. Let me tell you something about when somebody says Kalen Newton. The first thing that comes to my mind, and I don't mean this derogatory or anything, he's the most bow-legged person I've ever seen in my life.
I wasn't where I was going with that, but all right, you would know more than I would. So he's bow-legged?
Well, I thought you were with me at camp probably it seems like it was last year, but it was, I guess, obviously 3 or 4 years ago at Auburn's camp. And he can spin it. He is a very good quarterback. But just getting behind and watching him, I just could not get that out of my mind of how bow-legged he was. Obviously, it doesn't affect him. He had a really good 2 years at Howard playing quarterback. And, go back to October. I had forgotten about this, but we've been expecting this since October when Joey entered the transfer portal. Joey Gatewood entered the transfer portal, and so did Kalen Newton. So, Auburn was without a backup quarterback. They had Cord, of course. Was bringing in Chell Garnett, but didn't have anybody with any experience. And when those two things happen within a couple of weeks of each other, I believe Joey enters and so does Kalen. It just made sense. And then I guess I'd forgotten about it, but it's been since October, and so it wasn't surprising. Found out it was going to be a preferred walk-on offer, but he's a serviceable guy who could, finish a half or finish a game if he was called upon. Any kid who's a standout at a lower school, to me, is a serviceable backup at a bigger school. I don't think he's going to win you any games, but maybe he can not lose you some if he's ever called upon.
Word. I mean, you got to have somebody like that. I mean, so it'll be down to him and Cord, I guess, right?
Yeah, and Chell's there too, but I mean, it's better to have 3 guys to choose from than 1 or 2.
Well, hell yeah. Plus, I mean, he's Cam Newton's brother, so that's good.
Yeah, and that carries some weight. And I'm sure Cam was happy. He actually tweeted out last night, I think, good to see him following in the footsteps. So,
yeah.
So it'll add a little bit of excitement. People will go crazy when Kalen gets in there and gets the first snap, even if it's some wash-up duty.
Might as well have him, man, bro.
Absolutely.
Jay Lee, you're an absolute beast. I mentioned you earlier in the show because you hired me here, and I love you for that, and I will always love you for that.
Well, you hired me here too, and I'll love you always for that, brother.
We can both tell that story.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Well, hey, I know you said you're going to bed, so go to bed.
Yeah, I'm pooped, man. I would like to say I'm very proud of myself, dude. I was stayed out from 10 to 2. I was out on the Coosa kayaking. My girl and I did turn over, bro. We went through the Class 3 rapids. We made it almost all the way out. Hit this about a 4 or 5 foot wave. Jessica looked back at me and was like, "I'm dipping." She jumped, cuz.
She was out.
Cannonball. She did. She was out.
Damn, man.
Flipped over. Hey, listen, there's about 3 seconds there where I didn't know if I was going to come up or not.
Damn, dude. Everything's fine.
We made it.
Yeah, that's
good.
And
I didn't get sunburned, which is what was the whole point of the story. Was I stayed out from 10 to 2 and did get sunburned. I'm getting responsible. My mama will be proud of me.
Yeah, I think Alpha Tiger was asking on the chat earlier, who does your hair? So,
I do.
Yeah, I think he was trying to shit on you for being bald, but I feel like he's kind of a dick
my
for doing
God.
that.
What a goob! Does he not know how much wool this? Oh, wait a minute. She's outside. I don't know if she can hear me. Yeah, man. Ball's beautiful, man.
Shh. Be very quiet. All right, bro.
I heard you telling Maddie something. Oh no, who was it? Somebody was talking about you pulling wool.
Wait, hold on. I did?
Yeah, you said it earlier in the show, and I thought, man, this ain't the 70s anymore.
Hey, you got in trouble. I don't want to get into specifics, but you got in trouble for telling that somebody had pulled wool at one point.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I remember when you told somebody that somebody so-and-so had pulled some sweet wool or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not getting into who it was, but you said it, and it's true. It is absolutely a true statement. And then I don't really know how to go further with this story.
Jessica came in here. Jessica just poked her head in. Busted.
All right, man.
I've heard of trimming the hedges, but you done scorched the earth.
All right, bro. You
All
behave
right, man.
yourself
Y'all
out there.
Sure will, man.
See you, man.
Later.
All right, there goes Jay Lee. That was pretty damn funny right there. We got some super chats coming through. I got to give proper respects to our super chatters. First of all, Georgia Rebel, one of our friends from Rebel Groves over there with Neil McGreefy and Chance the Yapper. He says, "You the man, JG. How can I get some cathead honeysuckle in South Georgia?" I don't know if you're in like Moultrie or if you're over toward like Beaufort. I actually asked you that, but you probably answered me, but I just missed it because I was on the horn. I don't see it right off. But I definitely want to make sure that you can find some honeysuckle vodka because that shit is legit. So I'm gonna get with I'm sorry, Court. I'm gonna get with Major and try to figure out where you can get that in South Georgia. So I'll holler back at you on that. And I appreciate you with the super chat, bro. Also, Hornatius comes through, says minor sucks. Because Jeffrey Lee is a minor grad, I should say. And BP Rockman, who is an absolute beast, Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer at the auburnsports.com. If we do that, if we end up doing actual enshrinements, says, "What up, peeps? Bald is beautiful." BP obviously bald himself. Well, he's not bald. He just chooses to shave his head, which is fine. Let's see. Ruxy Poo says shorts explanation needed. Alpha Tiger says he's signing off. Take it easy, and if it's easy, take it home. I don't know. You're talking about food, I guess. Alpha Tiger, you're gonna be missed, bro. We love having you here, bro. You're a great chatter, and you're a good caller. And I hope that whatever you're doing, you're feeling good about it. I mentioned when Jay Lee was on the horn about pulling wool. So I'm not going to get into actual specifics on this. And I know Jay Lee's probably watching this, so I'm going to be very careful, Jay Lee. You know I got your back, bro. But at one point in his life, let's say 5 or 10 years ago, we have a mutual friend. I'm not going to say who that person is. It's a person that you probably know. And he said, I don't know, I don't know how I feel about this guy X or Y, but the dude can absolutely pull some wool. And he said that, and the guy's been married to the same girl. What Jeffrey Lee was saying was that his wife's really hot, was what he was saying. But he was like, this dude can really pull some wool. And I'm not sure that the wife took it as well as maybe it was intentioned. Does that make sense? And so that was kind of an issue for a minute or two. Yeah. But I do want to say that Jay Lee was absolutely on the money with that particular statement, because this guy that I'm talking about, his wife is way hotter than he is. And I'm just saying, like, he's just like an average looking dude, but his wife is absolutely smoking. So I know where Jay Lee's coming from on that. And he was right. Jay Lee's assessments on these things are just second to none. So, but I just want you guys to know that Jay Lee, he speaks it real on the bunker. He speaks it real everywhere. That's just kind of how Jay Lee is. And that's why he and administrative assistant get along so well, because administrative assistant speaks it real too. And Jay Lee, I mean, behind me, I'm obviously a big fan of administrative assistant, but Jay Lee loves administrative assistant. Cannot get enough administrative assistant. Canoe Man says, I cannot believe B. Matt's wife was upset about that. He thinks that was Yvonne. No, it was not Yvonne. Although Yvonne is a lovely gal. She is lovely. She's gorgeous, and she's fun, and she's a hard worker, and she's I mean, B. Matt really did outkick his coverage on that young lady, but that is not who we're talking about. We love Yvonne. Yvonne is one of the all-time greats, in my opinion. Is that thunder I just heard? Get out of here. It was like blue skies earlier. Like there literally wasn't a cloud in the sky. Thanks, administrative assistant. You're doing great. Maybe we should get our friend Reynolds Wolf on the horn. I guarantee you Reynolds Wolf will come on the horn here. I don't know if you guys ever see that, but on the Weather Channel, I'm a Weather Channel guy. I know some of you guys are, I'm sure. Just statistics speaking, there's Weather Channel people out there. If you watch the Weather Channel in the mornings when they do the AM show, it is Kelly Cass, who's absolutely smoking ass hot, and then Reynolds Wolf, who's the guy. Reynolds Wolf. Reynolds Wolf is actually from Jemison, Alabama. He went to, I believe, Jacksonville State for undergrad. He went to Mississippi State for graduate school because they have a meteorology school over there. But he loves him some Auburn Tigers. And I met Reynolds at the 2010 championship game in Arizona when we were doing all the media for that. Reynolds fucking loves Auburn, all right? Absolutely loves Auburn. And he's like pulling for Auburn every minute of his life, and he is absolutely clowning Bammers at every chance. So if you guys ever see him and you're watching Weather Channel in the morning or whatever, just know that Reynolds is a friend of the site. He's a member of the site. And he is a champion of the site. So Reynolds is definitely on our team. There's no doubt about that. If you happen to be watching Weather Channel. Ravin says, what are you guzzling down tonight, JG Weller? Little special reserve. Administrative assistant has been pissed off because we have, looks like 5 or 6 bourbon bottles that are almost empty. And she gets pissed off because they're all almost empty and we should just go ahead and kill them. So I'm trying to finish off this Weather Special Reserve tonight, this handle that I bought in Sandestin about a year ago. Looks like I'm probably not going to get to the bottom of that bad boy, but I'm trying. And really, that's all that matters to administrative assistant is that I'm trying. Hornacia says, tell Jay Lee SP first. Unfortunately, it's too late now, but we love you, Hornacious. Thank you for supporting the chat like you always do. You're an absolute beast. I love Hornacious. He always shows up at the bunker. At the Birmingham bunker lunches over at in Homewood with our friends over there at Soho Social, who are absolute beasts as well. Yeah, Hornacious is really as good as it gets. Pocket Watch says, "Good to know he's a sidewalk." He is a sidewalk, I guess, technically. But he has definitely got Auburn's back all the time, Reynolds Wolf. And again, I think he would have gone to Auburn. I don't know. He grew up north of Montgomery, and he just felt more comfortable at Jacksonville State. But he loves some Auburn Tigers now. No doubt about it. Let's see. Yeah, there's some questions coming through right here about David the Wizard. Where is David the Wizard? He
just too busy pulling.
Yeah. I mean, he wanted to try to it seemed like he wanted to debate administrative assistant on the air, which we weren't really going to do. But, far be it for administrative assistant to have some questions about his ability to pull in all this wool he says he's pulling in. I don't know. I mean, hell, if he wants to debate me, he can debate me because I got questions about all these chicks he's pulling in. I mean, some of the people in the bunker had done some sleuthing and had already determined that this picture of these chicks that he said he was banging was posted on Reddit like 6 months ago. AU Taxman says David is smashing. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he is. StewPup74, one of our all-time greats, a Hall of Famer, one of the absolute top of the elite Brain Drain folks says the girl with the prettiest eyes I ever saw was from Jemison. I'm sure you're talking about your wife. And it seems like I've been trying to kill that bottle for a month now. Welcome to my world, bro. Hey, Bushner, I don't like that. He says Weather Channel blows ass. What the hell, man? What does that mean? Weather Channel blows ass. Dude, Reynolds Wolf is on the Weather Channel. And Kelly Cass is on the Weather Channel. And Carfano, Jen Carfano is on there too. And she's hot too. Ravin says, if he gets it in, we all get it in. See what I mean? That is family right there, Ravin. And thank you for reminding us that it's all about family. My man Ed D. My man Ed D says, JG, thoughts on the first 4 games of the year? Well, unfortunately, I don't think this schedule. Oh, we got a caller coming through. Is it raining right now? Hey, what's going on,
Hello.
caller? How you doing?
I started laughing. I'm sorry, Jay. I made myself laugh. How are you doing?
Papa Bear, what's up, bro?
It's Papa Bear, damn it. I'm doing. Jay, how are you doing?
Well, I'm great. I'm glad to have you on the horn right now, brother.
It's good to be on too, Jay. I got to address something.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I got to address Crocky Poo, whatever the hell his name is. That guy is a great guy. He really is. And he says I ignore him all the time. And I love Crocky Poo.
No, you don't.
Doc and
ignore
I
him.
both do. We just. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. I've been abused so bad with this damn thing I had, whatever it was, and then this Amanda thing.
Wait, whoa, what
Jay,
Amanda
I don't know
thing? What are you talking about?
That lady or whatever she is was sending me DMs at all hours of the night and all that kind of shit. Jay, she scared me. She said we had a date and that she wanted my phone number. I didn't bite, Jay. I didn't bite, regardless of what Knotted Shorts said. And Jay, you don't think it's Knotted Shorts? I do. I think it's Knotted Shorts.
I don't think
Doc
it's
and I
not.
both do.
I don't think it's Knotted Shorts. I really don't, honestly.
He was on me like white on rice, Jay, or she was, whatever she is. The cancer thing, I don't understand. That I don't understand. I don't think Knotted would do that.
I didn't. Yeah, the cancer thing to me.
I know
That,
Knotted.
no, he
Knotted
wouldn't
do that.
He wouldn't do that. And Knotted Shorts would not do that.
I mean, Knotted's an asshole, but he wouldn't do that. I'd get him good. He offered to come over and get me when I had this viral thing. If I had been in a good hospital, he offered to come to Emory and get me. He sure did.
He's good people.
Knotted's a good guy.
There's no doubt.
Tries to act tough. So you think it's mutter?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't want to get too far into it, but I have reason to believe it's mutter. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you can't get in. You got high technology shit that we don't have, and I don't need to know. I just know that person was DMing me all over the place, wanted my phone number, wanted to go on a date with me.
Oh my goodness, Papa Bear, you're married, dude.
I know I'm married. I had to tell Mama Bear the whole damn story.
Did you
I
really?
don't have that German coming after me. I told her everything. I said, Mama Bear, I shouldn't have done it. Doc's all at fault though. He got me in there, told her to call me daddy. Sorry, Jay, I'm breathing hard. I still don't have my breathing back. Have her call me daddy and everything, and I egged it on. It's my fault too. But damn, that butter, whoever that was, he was all over me.
Wow.
DMs all over the place. Last one, where's my daddy? I want my. The time before that, he called me a piece of shit.
Oh my!
Then he went to the bunker.
What?
And talked, oh, Jay,
No.
you should see my DMs. Yes. Said I was nothing but a mean piece of shit or something. They went back to the bunker and talked bad about me. And I was hurt for a while there because I thought Midnight believed that person. And that would have hurt me. Midnight knows I'm not that way.
Wow.
But I can't be saying I'm going to date that boy. I'm married to my man 33 years.
Wait, hold on. Midnight Tulips was upset?
No, I just didn't. I hope she wasn't thinking that I had done something bad because
right.
I care what Midnight thinks.
Obviously, she's a
my
total
friend.
beast.
She's my friend.
Yeah, she's great.
I like all the girls on the bunker. They're all nice. Original AU girl, Auburn gal 98, even Tiger girl, although she scares me, but she's a real lady.
She is.
Gonig Buck. Somebody figured out today that Gonig Buck was a girl. She's been a girl the whole time.
She's been a nurse. She's a nurse in Houston, originally from Michigan.
How about
She's
that?
a great one. And Griffa, she's dating an Atmore boy.
Griffin.
Actually, I know his family. Yeah.
Wait,
Lives
hold
out
on,
there.
hold on. You know the Bammers family?
Yes.
Oh, that's
I know
sad.
that family. I'm from Atmore. Hell, we know everybody. I know that girl that was on that movie, that show my wife was watching. What's the name of that sissy show? Where she was crying and some guy was trying to date her. All this crap.
Bachelor?
Yes.
Hey, bro,
Her daddy's
listen.
one of the assistant coaches.
Hey, one of
He
my best.
coached at Scambia Academy.
I want to tell you something
Jay.
now. One of my best friends. Hold on, listen to this. Now, one of my best friends is from Monroe
right.
County, Alabama. Okay, so I went down to Monroe County like 2 weeks ago and we hung out. His mom is from McCullough, Alabama, which I believe is in Escambia
Oh,
County.
yeah, I know McCullough. Yes, I know McCullough. That's where Don McNeil's from.
So I knew
used
right
to block
away
for
that
him.
she was legit. She was a real one because she's from McCullough, Alabama.
Oh, hell yeah. McCullough's right next to Freemanville, Alabama. That's where some of my buddies are from, the ones that are Creek Indians. They all went to Escambia County High School. I played football with them, baseball.
Hell, you might have known her,
Don
man.
Don McNeil, who was a All SEC, might have been All American out of Alabama. He signed with the Miami Dolphins, and I used to block for that guy.
Damn.
He's one of my buddies, but we couldn't land him. We couldn't get him.
No.
Bear
not
Bryant,
back
when he came in,
No. Back in those
that was
days.
it.
Yeah,
We
back
got
in those days.
David Morgan and super state Wayne Sullivan. Those guys went to Auburn and they left me when I got there, Jay. But Don McNeil's a great guy. Great guy. I've never seen anybody as fast as him. 4.2, 5, they said. I don't know if that's true or not, but I know he ran a 4.3.
Dang.
He played for Miami. He's a guy that John Riggins ran over. I teased him about that. He wasn't very happy about me teasing him.
No, I
He
wouldn't
let me know
think so.
at least he was in the game. Big
so,
Diesel.
Hey, let me
Big
ask you
Diesel.
this, Papa Bear. So, what do you feel
Yeah.
like is the what have you learned from the Amanda fiasco?
I learned not to let Doc entice me into flirting. Yes, sirree. I'm teasing, but Doc, just be careful. That's right. Be careful. Get somebody like Griffin and everything. She's fine. And Tiger Girl, she's fine. We got good ladies on the bunker.
Of course.
Just be careful.
We have a bunch
And
of girls that aren't
careful.
girls that you wouldn't. They don't have like girl names, so you don't know.
We've even got more. Yeah, there was one last night. She got in the redhead thread, and she messed with me some. Knotted tried to get his nose all in it.
No,
You
of
have to watch
course.
Knotted. He's always. You really don't think it's Knotted. Knotted. The thing about Knotted, he would not do that crap about cancer.
No,
he wouldn't do that.
He is definitely would not do
I mean, and this girl, or whatever she is, a she-male, she ended up at Emory. She said she was down there for a MRI.
that. I don't like
and
that.
wanted music record.
I don't like that.
I know, but
I
that's
feel like that's a complete
Jay.
fabrication, dude.
Jay, that's where I was. I was at Emory, and she knew I was going back down there. Yes, she did.
That's bad.
Because I put on the bunker. They asked me. I was going to Emory and Druid Hills, the main one, and that's where I was at both Midtown and Emory. But I spent my nights at Emory, at Druid Hills, and that's where she was.
But you're okay
Anyway,
now, right?
Interesting stuff.
Are you okay now?
I'm fine now. Jay. I got over my shock. I had to tell Mama Bear all about it. She thinks I'm crazy. She already knows I'm crazy, but she really thinks I am now. She told me that I had to listen to her read the Bible to me for about a night. Gosh, we're getting involved in this Amanda. I told her I had a transvestite or transgender or something after me, and she just stared at me for a few minutes, Jay.
Oh,
I don't
my
know.
goodness.
I didn't know what else to tell her, and I wanted to show her that video, but then the video went away.
The video went
then
away.
The video came back.
I know.
And then the video went away again. That video went back. And I looked at that video, and I agree with Griffin. That thing scared the pee out of me, Jay. I'm a big guy.
Was Griffin scared of it?
Those fingers. We both are scared. We were both scared together. And hell, I think Doc was scared. Noddy wouldn't admit it, but he's probably scared too.
Wow.
He got that macho man attitude. But I think that's scary. Jay, her fingers are huge. Those fingers like little sausage dogs.
Yeah,
Big sausage dogs.
They were big, and there were a lot of filters on
Big,
her. I couldn't
Jay.
tell what was going on there.
Her fingers are twice the size of mine. And then that fingernail went out 3 or 4 inches. And Amanda, if you're on this phone thing listening, I mean, if you're really who you are, I'm sorry, but you just need to not do what you do. You do.
Well,
I mean,
I will say this without going into too much detail. We're
I'm
not
not
going to
really
hear.
sorry, Amanda.
We're not going to hear a lot from Amanda anymore. So I think that's it.
I asked the people at the JMU board. I asked them. I said, "Is this any of you?" And they said, "It's like crickets." And then Soloway responded, "It wasn't." And I talked to him.
Soloway.
He said, he said that Soloway. He said they wouldn't do that. That's what he told me.
Soloway.
Of course, I'm not naive.
I wouldn't trust Soloway as far as I could throw him, bro. But no, it ain't him.
No, you know who it is.
Well, I mean, I got to be Papa Bear. I got to be careful with this, man. You know, but I got a good idea.
I know. I got your back. Don't you worry.
It's not fair. Knotted Shores does not deserve the scorn. He doesn't deserve it.
He doesn't. But you were talking to Boas Great earlier tonight. I understand about the LEA and the balls.
Tell me about that. How do you feel about the Balls EFG guys?
They're assholes. All of them are.
Wait a minute.
Like to brag about their stuff.
Hold on,
Jay,
dude.
Jay, listen.
Hey, that's Boas Great you're talking about.
We're blue collar, Jay. Jay, we're blue collar people. We really are. Everybody says we're not. And they say this is that about me. I don't have anything. I barely got a pot to pee in, Jay. I really do. I think Amanda. That's what Doc thought. Amanda found a sugar daddy, and she was coming after me. Well, Amanda, I don't have a penny to my name. Mama Bear's got it all. We're blue collar, Jay. Now, what do you think? Now, I think you favor us more. I really do.
I happen to be.
Don't you, Jay?
Well, I mean, I like LEA. Yes, I do not have a problem with the guys from the Balls EFG side, but I mean, I appreciate the work that you and Doc do, and of course, I feel like Henry kind of left you guys, right, and AU McBain as well.
Well, he had to apologize. He slapped around me, and I don't like that, Henry. If you're listening, you're an asshole too. But now you're a nice asshole, Henry. You came back to where you belong, slapping me around, taking up for Amanda, thinking I'd done something bad to her. Well, Henry, she's asking me my damn phone number and want me to date her. I mean, come on.
Damn.
And plus, Henry, I'm married to Mama Bear. I ain't gonna be dating that girl.
Damn.
Jay, Mama Bear's first cousin is a domestic relations lawyer down in Midtown.
Oh my goodness.
And he is about as well. He represented Holly Berry against Dave Justice. I don't think so. I mean, I'm not nuts. Hell, I'd be living over there with Soloway in a triple wide.
Hell yeah.
It'd be awful. Or living on the Perdita River, down there in the Perdita River in a double wide.
Soloway.
What I'd be doing? I may come to Montgomery and move in with you, Jay. I have a problem.
Well,
She'll carpet bomb my ass.
We got room for you, bro.
Jay, I may have to do that. I go there and practice law again and don't jerk my law license.
Oh my God. I didn't know you were into law.
I used to be. I mean, I still am. I'm licensed. Yeah.
We got a question.
Montgomery used to be.
Papa Bear, we got a question from a crocodile. He says, ask Papa Bear why he keeps kicking Huntsville Tiger out of the LEA. What is the deal with that?
I have never kicked. He's my son. I've never kicked him out. He just gets his feelings hurt. He's a big old rough guy, big old huge biceps, cute as he can be. But he thinks I kick him out just because I got dementia, and I don't remember his damn name sometimes. That's it, Crocky Poo. I can't. Crocky Poo, you know you're close to me now. You hang with me. You and Ruxy Poo both are. Y'all are young and you're innocent boys and everything. Ruxy Poo, he had a bad moment that night. Amanda was doing a video.
He had a bad night.
What the hell was? I mean, I saw clam chowder, Jay. Clam chowder, and it was moving. If you know what I mean. I
saw it too.
That night, I didn't know what to think. I know you did. Well, y'all were asleep. Y'all were sleeping. Y'all are normal. Y'all ain't crazy like us. Y'all were asleep. You woke up to clam chowder moving.
I know, I did, and I was disappointed to find out
that how he got out of that.
Why did Ruxy Poo? Why was Ruxy Poo behind that? That was crazy.
I don't know. Ruxy Poo was off his meds, I think. He and Crocky Poo, they probably needed to talk a little bit. I think Crocky Poo's a doctor. I really do. He's either a doctor or PA or advanced nurse.
No.
He throws that lingo around, Jay. Jay, I swear. That guy, he doesn't want to admit what he is. Crocky Poo's a doctor, I think.
No.
Or he's training to be a doctor. Jay, Jay, I got a nose for these things. I know I messed up on Amanda. I missed her big time. But Crocky Poo, I think he's a PA or something.
Okay.
He throws these big terms around and therapy things about the coronavirus. He shocks me.
Damn. Okay.
He knows stuff, Jay.
Okay.
He does. Jay, what about Stump Fan? Did you see Donnie Shorts pounded on him tonight?
Well, everybody pounds on Stump Fan. He's kind of he's very poundable.
I don't. I've never pounded on him. I don't pound with anyone really, maybe one. But he lives only 10 or 15 minutes from me. When he found out, I knew where he lived or his area. His daughter goes over here to Pinecrest. He told me that. When he found out that I lived about 10 minutes from there, he went silent on me.
Oh,
he
damn.
probably thinks I'm a big Amanda. Yeah, Jay, we've got 7 or 8 bunker members right here within 10 or 15 miles.
Damn.
Not 10 or 15 miles, but pardon me, Jay, my brain is still fried. I had 103, 104 fevers for a while. 3 miles. 3 miles.
Oh, you're in Cumming, Georgia, right?
Yeah. Right now, I'm not at Lake Rayburn.
Oh,
I'm at Lake Rayburn tonight. They're shooting off fireworks. I'm taking Tucker
let me
for a
ask you
walk.
this: Who are the major? Like, let's name the top 5 people of the LEA.
The top 5 people: Docky Poo. Doc's the CEO of the LEA. He's executive director and CEO. Let's see. Henry is AU Mac is. We've had some fall off now. Naughty Shorts has stolen some of our members. That asshole. Let's call him that. I'm sorry. Those are the top 3. And I'm like an assistant lieutenant. I just sort of help out a little bit.
Don't you have any
That's 4 of us. I think.
Who are your
Bull,
lieutenants? Bull, okay.
Bull's in it. I'm in it. HSV. He can just shut up. He's in it too. He just quit complaining. Quit being. He got his feelings. He's listening right now too. Just come on back in the fold. You're supposed to be in there. Oh, there's a couple others. Jay, I can't remember their names.
Henry quit on you guys?
No, Henry's back. He apologized. He took Amanda's position over me.
Wow.
So I've been mean to her, and it's my law. Yeah, let him go look at that video. Let him go get Amanda's his phone number.
Wow.
His law office and his cell phone. They'll be calling him. She can call him Daddy.
How about AU McBain? Yeah. Is he on your all's team too?
Oh, he's a great guy. He's from Montgomery.
He is.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah, he's originally from Andalusia. I think his daddy lives down there in Baldwin County. AU McBain is a great guy.
All right.
Yeah. Crocky Poo, I think, is in training. Doc may eventually let Crocky Poo in. I have to defer to Doc on who gets in. He'll get mad at me.
All right.
He won't talk to me for a few days.
I started a thread earlier.
Was in it for a while.
Papa Bear, I started a thread earlier asking the Ball ZFG group to come over here and represent themselves, but nobody really stepped up to say they would do it.
Jay, we're blue collar. We don't mind talking. Doc will be calling you right after me, probably. We don't mind talking and getting on here and rubbing elbows and doing what we got to do for the blue collar, the common people. Those guys are a bunch of chicken shits.
Wait a minute
tell them I
now.
said that too, Jay.
Hey, not as shorts is all right, bro.
I'm having fun. I'm having fun, Jay. You know that. I'm just hell. I love them all. They're my buddies.
Yeah,
all of them. I tell you, Auburn Smith. He's the one that's got the cash, though.
Yeah,
I think he owns a couple of islands.
Well, here's the thing about him, though. It's funny that he's on the Be All Ball ZFG crew because he loves to talk about. He tries to be all modest about it, but he's got more money than everybody on the bunker.
He's got more money than everybody in the bunker put together, including that Hammer guy.
He sure does.
He's probably got twice as much. He's got more money. He owns a gambling casinos. He's a frat brother of mine.
Damn,
but he's young. He's 3 or 4 years younger than I am.
Yeah, he's like what?
He's got money out. He's
65.
He throws money around. No, I'm 60. He's Auburn Smith's probably 55, 54.
Damn,
he's
all right.
A cute guy too. Real cute, good-looking, handsome man.
Sure.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I don't like him that way now, Jay. I've got enough problems that people saying I got catfished or that crap. I'm sick of this.
No, you didn't.
I didn't get no catfish.
No, you didn't.
I wasn't looking to her for that.
Obviously.
Gosh, this is disgusting. I feel so embarrassed. But I did tell Mama Bear everything. If she thought she's going to extort me, forget it. Mama Bear knows it all. She's going to have me go and get counseling for here pretty soon, Jay.
You came clean,
I
didn't
do
you?
this stuff again. It's awful. I had to have Doc talk to her. She don't trust me anymore. She trusts Doc for some reason. But Doc had to talk to Mama Bear and call her down.
Yeah, Doc's really good at that stuff, man. He's really good at kind of communicating with people on the other side,
She thinks Doc's a man of the Lord. That's what she thinks. She's getting hoodwinked. Because Doc started quoting scripture to us, which helped me out a lot. Doc was quoting out of Deuteronomy and Leviticus.
I didn't know that.
That saved my bacon. Yeah, Doc's good. He knows his Bible. He's a wild man. He knows his Bible. He's not sorting cement glue, Jay. He's a mess.
Well, Papa Bear,
Anyway.
you're
So
not.
what are y'all doing
You're not a mess.
So what are you doing Memorial Day weekend?
Drinking.
I am.
I'm on this brain drain, drinking my ass off.
You're a good guy. You put up with all this crap.
No, I don't
You're a
put
good
up with it.
guy.
I
I have
love
the
you
balls.
guys. I love you guys.
We love you too, and the boss group's gonna be calling me brown noser pretty soon. That's okay. They're texting me right now. I think.
Are they
Jake,
really?
Come on, leave me alone. Let's see. Oh yeah, they are. They're hammering me. I got about 10 texts here right here.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. Oh, here he goes. Joe. Nodded. I didn't call him that name. Nodded. I get carried away sometimes, Jay. He says I am effing lying. He says he's blue collar. Hey, Nodded, you quit that shit. You know you're lying. You don't do that on this thing.
He's white collar. He knows it,
Don't
man.
you? He said he called in 4 times, Jay, and you wouldn't take his phone call.
I would never do that. I love Noddy.
I know that. He loves you too. He loves you and HSV, and Pete Keller does, and all of them love you, Jay.
All right.
I'm not lying. I promise.
Papa
I
Bear,
promise.
you're an absolute
Well, I hope
beast.
you and your family. What's that, Jay?
You're an absolute beast, and we all love you. Even the
I don't
people on
know
the
what
Ball
I am.
ZFG love you.
I love you too. I'm an LA blue collar, true and true. I barely got a house, and these guys lie about me all the time, and I'm fed up with it.
I don't know
There's
why they
them
do.
and Amanda.
Amanda's gone,
And
bro.
Mutter, if you're listening, you can kiss my Alabama ass. I am sick of you doing that. You tormented me. That's
Damn.
that video.
That
I
ain't
still
right.
can't get that video out of my head.
That ain't right.
Anyway, Jay.
All
No,
right.
it's not right. Having them big fat fingers. Anyway, you take care, Jay.
Papa
God
Bear.
bless you and your family.
All right,
The
bro.
bunker.
See you, bro.
Yes, brother.
See you,
Take
man.
care. Bye-bye.
There he goes, Papa Bear. A lieutenant of the LEA movement and an absolute beast. Knotted Shorts, if you really want to come in here and talk about it, I'll take your call right now. But we love Papa Bear. Hey, caller, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Word, who we got on the horn?
Knotted Shorts.
Is this really you, Knotted?
Knotted Shorts. I've been trying to call you all night.
Dude, I've met you in real life, and this is not how I remember you sounding, but that's okay. It may just be a poor recollection.
Well, we both had a belly full of bourbon.
No, that is true. That's absolutely true. I was talking to Hooter when I was hanging out with you.
Well, I was smoking 2 packs a day back then too, so and I just quit smoking a couple weeks ago, so we're good there.
Do you feel like you have been the Ball ZFG has been unfairly maligned here, or what do you think's going on?
Oh God, you know what? There's a few things I wanted to get off my chest
Sure.
and talk to you about tonight. The first thing was introductions, and talking to you. Yeah, me and you. Yeah, you beat me up a little bit. You talk about you're worried about me beating you up. Me and you are tight, man.
You think so?
We've always been tight. We've had a couple of moments,
Sure.
but nothing that lasted. Nothing to hold against anybody.
All right.
And the latest little thing, I didn't make a big deal out of it. I understood your decision. You said, hey, this coronavirus crap, I'm going to give you guys a little leeway. So, I took a little break from the bunker there because you know how I am with politics. I abhor that crap.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
So, but you know me, I can't stay away for long.
Well, first
So,
of all,
yeah.
we love you, Knotted.
Oh man, hey, the bunker's my family.
Even though I have called you the prude of the bunker, I don't think you agree with
Well,
that, do you?
Well, no, I know what that was about. That was punishment. That was punishment.
All right, so let
But
me
the
ask you
second
this.
thing, I'm glad.
Yes, go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Second thing.
No, you go ahead.
Amanda, what is your take? A lot of people have said that Knotted is Amanda. I happen to know for a fact that you are not Amanda. Just go ahead and tell the folks, kind of your view of that.
Funny you asked, because that was my second point. I got a confession to make. In regards to Amanda, it was not me. It was not me.
Yeah.
Now, I played it. I played it for all I could squeeze it with on the bunker, I trolled a few people, I even trolled my text buddies. Oh, you ought to saw Papa Bear's faxes. He was pissing down his leg.
Wow.
He was scared to death, and I was just playing him. Oh, you ought to saw. He was just thrilled with Amanda, back a month ago. Oh, man, he was faxing, talking about this cute girl loves him, and he's her daddy and all this nonsense. And then when things started turning, Papa Bear, he was hiding. He was curled up in the fetal position in his foxhole, waiting for the fight to get over with.
But at the end of the day, you have nothing to do with Amanda.
Not a bit. Matter of fact, I got DMs from her, him, her, who, whatever.
Wow.
I got a bunch of DMs.
Now, there's people that would say, Knotted, that you may have had a role in the 7-year itch phenomenon that went on maybe a year or two ago. And I'm not sure how I feel about that myself. So why don't you explain kind of your relationship to the 7-year itch thing?
Oh, man, I knew you were going to bring that up. Well, I did have sort of a role in it.
Sure.
In that I worked with her, but she was legit. She was an actual person.
I feel like I met her. I met her at the bunker meal at Landry's.
You did? Well, I don't know where it was, but me, I'm busy. I'm running a shop, so I let her go in my stead and take the time and do it. So yes, you did meet the actual. And I'll give you a little disclosure, something you may or may not know. She was a big Alabama fan.
She wasn't shy about that. She wasn't shy about that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if she revealed that or not.
No, she did.
But she saw me just giggling all the time about the bunker, so she says, I said, you hop on. You have a great time. These are great folks. I said, hell, we're not even talking about football, 90% of the time. So come on in. Let's have some fun. By God, she came in and for a minute there, I thought she was going to be the most popular post on the bunker.
She was one of them for sure.
She could post faster than DM8 and Stump Fan together. She was.
But what happened? What happened? Why is she not here anymore?
Dude, her husband was. He was worried. So he was.
Well, hold on. I thought it was her ex-husband. No,
her husband.
Current husband.
On her,
wow.
On the bunker. Yeah.
Because I dealt with this guy a little bit myself.
Yeah. Oh, did you? I didn't know that. Okay.
Now listen, I don't send anybody
DM or something.
No, I don't send anybody DMs. I'm impossible to catfish, but at the same time, like he was contacting me and saying, "Hey, you need to do something about this," and I'm like, "Whoa, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you want me to do," and it was kind of a weird situation,
Yeah. I think that's all done. I think they're way past all that now. I think. I actually haven't talked to her in quite a while now. It's probably been 4 or 5 months.
Oh, wow.
Close as we were. I've known her for 16 years. But
damn, on the chat right here, it sounds like Corny. I think he's Corny 6 on the bunker. Says everyone got DMs from Amanda. So
I did. I got 3. One just said, So I hear you're my new boyfriend now.
Uh-oh.
And I am not. Hey, listen, for all the fun I have on the bunker, I am not as gullible as Papa Bear. I didn't respond to it. No. She sent me one, or he sent me one saying happy birthday.
Wow.
I said, thank you. That's the only response I gave. But, I wasn't nagging it on like Papa Bear. Papa Bear, he's gullible. He falls for that stuff.
He's
somebody says you're a cute girl, he just falls in love.
He's a little older. He's a little older. We love Papa Bear, but he's a little older.
He needs a little loving. We
got someone in the chat, Tom R, who says Knotted was 7-year itch too. So there's a lot of people who think that you were 7-year itch. But I feel like that I know that's not the truth because I met 7-year itch. I met who I thought was 7-year itch.
She had her own account. Now, she was stupid enough to leave her screen open a couple times, and I sent her to go tasks, and I would hop on there, and I would make a post or two in her stead, and talking about how great Night of Shorts was.
Wow. Let me ask you this. We've obviously had kind of a civil war going on between the LEA, the Ball ZFG. You've been someone who's been very outspoken and support of the Ball ZFG. A lot of people would say you're the captain of that ship. At this point, let me ask you what you think about the LEA and kind of where this stands.
Dude, did you read my friggin' notes? That's number 3 on my list.
Wow. How about that? Huh? I may have a mole over there.
Hey, I'll give it to you. You know, I listened to that bullshit you just got fed by Papa Bear for about the last 20 minutes, and I've been calling you like crazy. I'm like, this shit has got to end now. It's got to end now. But no, the leader of Balls, ZFG, that's Stretch Armstrong. He started this thing because he was sick and tired of Doc Dumpster and CJ throwing their shitty lamps all over everything. And Doc, I'm gonna tell you, Doc Dumpster, he's a charismatic kind of cat. I've met him. He's a cool guy. He's exactly what you think he would be. But it got obvious there. You know, I didn't belong there. You know, I didn't belong there, and he kicked me out of there.
Wow.
Because he didn't. Doc Dumpster just put me on the curb.
Wow.
Put me on the curb.
No.
So I made it my mission to make his life a living hell.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, and Auburn Smith, I mean, you don't have to. I mean, this cat, you know, he's I mean, you wouldn't know it. You hang with him, man, you wouldn't know he is who he is.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what this SOB does last Iron Bowl. He
Yeah.
was supposed to come and stay with me at the condo, you know, night before the game, and we were going to have a big weekend. He calls up his private pilot on his brand new plane he just bought and said, well, he calls me and says, hey, man, I'm not going to make it down Friday night. I'm going to have him fly us in early Saturday morning for the game. We're going to fly. And this joker had him and his kids and friends. They just buzz right on in here from Ohio. They land right here on the airport. Walks right up, hands me 3 or 4 bottles of bourbon. And we go to party and tailgate and go to the game. And he just hops on his plane and flies back to Ohio. I mean, this guy
God dang,
he's
man.
no joke, man.
Wow.
I ain't playing with you. He's legit.
And
legit.
he's Ball ZFG 100%, right?
And the most generous, generous guy. And dude, you wouldn't know it. You would think he was dirt poor by standing there talking to him.
He does so much behind the scenes, dude. Auburn Smith does.
Humble guy, man. Yeah.
People would not believe how much he does.
If you knew what he did for the people at his company during all this stuff, these layoffs and stuff, man, there is not one person that worked for him at his company that's missing a paycheck. Not one. He took care of everybody.
Do you feel like he is the walking? Is he the walking? He is the tangible meaning of Ball ZFG.
Yes, Smitty is what we all should aspire to be.
Yeah, he's a beast. Man.
He is. But now, on to this LEA nonsense. I just listened to Papa Bear ramble on about this shit. You know, here's the difference between, I saw your question earlier, between Balls and this LEA nonsense. It's simple. It's honesty and transparency. We just want to simply make a post and not have to worry about, apologizing to anybody. But here's the thing. They are full of hypocrisy. All right. Now, what Papa Bear didn't tell you, when he said he was blue collar a minute ago, Jay.
No, I know.
I about lost my shit.
I know better. I know better.
Shit. Oh, no, I don't think you know exactly about this guy. Let me tell you about Papa Bear, all right? And all you people that think he's some poor starving-ass lawyer out there in the country in Georgia.
Here we go.
He owns about 3,000 acres in South Georgia.
3,000 fucking acres.
I ain't
Are
playing
you
with you, Jay. Dude, no, that ain't where it ends. He didn't tell you about his nice little cozy house in his gated community in Cumming, Georgia, did he?
No, he did not.
He didn't talk about that. And his landscaping crew that comes by every week. In that conversation where he was so blue collar, did he tell you about this nice little spread he's got out in Huntington Beach, California?
What? Huntington Beach?
Oh, no, he didn't talk about, integrity, right? Integrity. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Their integrity,
no.
Blue collar, all blue collar guys.
He has a spot in Huntington Beach, California?
Oh, no, that's not where it ends, Jay. That's not where it ends.
It's not. That does not sound blue collar.
Did he tell you about his home, his little vacation home he's got up in the mountains in North Georgia?
Wow. Wait, what now?
No, he didn't tell you about that one either, did he?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Papa Bear's done stirred the damn ant's nest right now. He's got me ready to go.
Boy, I'm glad you straightened this out, bro. I will say that I want to say, although, of course, we love you and we think you're a very credible poster, Doc Dumpster is absolutely frothing at the mouth to rebut some of these things you were saying.
Well, I got some information on Mr. Doc, too, if you want to hear it.
Sure, we're open to it.
He ain't exactly as blue collar as you think he is either.
Uh-oh, wow. He said he
No,
was
I'm
drinking.
not going to get into Doc's business.
He said he was drinking on the river this weekend, which sounds pretty blue collar to me, bro.
Yeah, he didn't tell you what he rode down in that river in, did he?
Uh-oh. What do you think it was?
He didn't tell you what kind of boat he was riding on, did he?
Oh, no, he didn't mention that.
Yeah. We'll just let Doc clear that up with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh-huh.
We'll do that.
It's all about being honest and transparent, you know?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
AU Taxman.
But look.
No, AU Taxman says in the chat, LEA may not survive this. Wow, this could be a bombshell you're dropping right here.
They're weak. They're weak. They're hypocrites. That's the difference. Hypocrisy.
But they always say they're all about integrity. You know what I mean?
That's their whole spiff. That's their stick, man.
Wow.
That's the whole thing.
You're saying?
Now, I had one final point because I know you got other callers.
Sure.
For all the little naysayers and the doom and gloomers out there that say there ain't going to be a football season, I say horse shit to all of you guys. There's going to be a football season.
There's going to be a football
season. The fans
season.
are going to be in the stands.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be there.
I agree completely.
Whether we're wearing masks or not, I don't give a shit. We're going to be sitting in the stands this fall. We're going to be tailgating. And we're going to do ball games. And you and I share a connection because I understand you're from Kentucky, and that's where Little Shorts was born, was in Kentucky. We lived in Lexington. So we got that little Kentucky connection there.
Well, you know I got your back. Nodded. I mean,
you know, I'm going all out for that Kentucky tailgate. That's my second favorite team.
I know you are, and you said that. Sometimes I just wonder, Nodded. I feel like you don't like me on a personal level, which it doesn't upset me, but I feel like you don't love me, and I think you're a great poster.
No, I don't feel well. I don't know you know what I found over the years? It's easy to get that misconception based off typed words on a message board or just on anything.
Yeah.
So you may have read things and read them entirely different than I intended them, whereas I was maybe trying to be a smart ass or just be a little funny or something, you know.
All right.
Maybe you just misinterpreted that. But I ain't got no problem with you personally or nothing. No, we're good.
Nodded Shorts.
Always have been.
I thank you for your time. Everybody's been wanting to hear from you, wanting to hear from the Ball ZFG, and I appreciate you stepping up and backing it up, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, look, I'm not going to let that shit go unanswered, man. No, those LEA guys are not going to just get to have their way. Balls is here to stay, and we're going to make them our bitches. That's just how it's going to be.
Nodded. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, my man. Have a good evening.
See you, man. There he is. One of the absolute the top folks in the LEA. In the Ball ZFG group, explaining their position and kind of highlighting that Papa Bear and Doc Dumpston may not quite be the blue collar guys that they like to say they are in the bunker. Huntsville Tiger 34, who's an absolute beast himself, says Nodded will be exposed. Crocodile says Ball ZFG are trash. Wow. Huntsville Tiger also says, I have the texts. He don't like you, Jay. He texts me that all the time. Wow, that's terrible. You know what? I tell you what. Text be damn. Not as Short said to me on the phone right here, which means it's totally legitimate, that he doesn't. He likes me. That he thinks I'm all right. So hey, I think that's settled. Yeah. Hornacious says Nodded exposed himself to me. We should probably report that, bro. Huntsville Tiger says Nodded told me he was about to call in and play Jay like a fiddle, and he did. Wow. Look at that, JG. What a terrible host. Getting in there and getting played like a fiddle. You guys are killing me. Wow. Huntsville. Oh, wow. Bo is great. Who I think of as a Ball ZFG guy. Says Huntsville Tiger may have a femme voice, or he would call in right now. I've actually had a conversation with Huntsville Tiger 34 in person, and I don't think he has a girl voice. He is he's definitely a man, and I don't know if I would say he would whoop your ass though. Bo is great. I mean, you're a pretty tough dude yourself, but he's a badass. Stu Pup 74 says, "What the hell are y'all talking about?" That's a fair question, Stu Pup. There's just been some fussing lately on the LEA, the Lamp Enforcement Agency, and the Ball ZFG, the guys that believe that if they're rich and they're successful and they're hooked up with hot women, they should be able to post about that anytime they want and shouldn't have to worry about having to get lamped on that. That's basically what we're talking about, Stoop Up. Anyway, at the end of the day, as Doc would say, and we're going to get to Doc here in a minute, it's all about family. And whether you're Ball ZFG or you're LEA, remember, man, we're all part of the AuburnSports.com family. We don't want to take it too seriously. We don't want to get too nasty with the comments. It's one love. It's all about the Auburn Tigers. And, that's really what it comes down to. So we don't want to get too serious about it. Hornatius says, Jay is kissing Notted's ass, I guess, for some free surgery. I don't know what that means. I don't think Knotted Shorts is in the surgery business. Yeah, there's been a lot of chatting about that. So I do want to talk to Doc Dumpsta tonight. Doc Dumpsta, at least to me, is a big LEA guy and also just a great caller. And he has asked very respectfully that we call him and allow him an opportunity to kind of retort some of the things that, whoa, go back. Some of the things that he has been accused of by Knotted Shorts, so we will do that now. We'll get on the horn with Doc Dumpsta. Doc Dumpsta has been on the on the river all day today, so, give him a little bit of room for that. Yeah, is this Doc Dumpsta?
Cheese, grits, and turkey tits. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, Doc? You have been...
Dude, I was so glad. First of all, I'm so glad I'm able to make this call. I'm down at the river. I was a little worried about myself, but I did find a trailer. I'm in a trailer right now, so I'm okay. Everything going all right tonight?
Well, going all right for me, but Knotted Shorts has been pretty tough on you, bro.
Let me tell you about Knotted Shorts. A couple things right off the bat. I love Knotted Shorts, okay? I've met Knotted Shorts in terms of his business, that you can watch him do his craft. He is a freaking wizard. He's just freaking – he's great at what he does, okay? The problem with Knotted Shorts is he is so full of freaking bullshit.
Oh, wow.
I heard his comments tonight concerning Papa Bear. I am completely opposite of what Knotted Shorts think.
Wow.
Balls FG, they're nice guys. I don't know how to say it, but their affiliation, their mission, and I think Bo is great mentioned this. Their mission is just awkward. They just believe they're not going to help an old lady across the street. Okay, if the person in front of you at Citgo needs 2 cents. They're not going to give you 2 pennies, but they're going to buy, $186 worth of beer on their credit card. That's the way they act. And the LEA, you were talking to Papa Bear, we've got A.U. McBain, we've got Bull, we've got RT, we've got Old Tiger, we've got Henry. The freaking LEA is rolling like crazy. We're fine.
And I've mentioned this a few times on the show, but it's all about family, Doc.
Oh, listen, at the end of the day, it is all family. I would give Knotted Shorts a hug right now. Love him to death, okay? Where Knotted Shorts went awry was he started with us in the LEA. And he kind of acted like, he wanted to help out the Girl Scouts and he wanted to pass brownies to the elderly and serve coffee at church. And then he mentioned that he had a $120,000 Porsche in his garage. And that sent things sour. That literally, that's not Papa Bear, myself, McBain. We don't have that kind of stuff. So it was not a terrible ending. We don't dislike Shorts. He just needed to be in another group. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but he's trying to say that you are actually rich and you're fronting like you're poor. He wants to know what kind of a boat that you were in on the river today, Doc.
Hey. From 10 o'clock till about 1 o'clock today, I'm in a freaking John boat with a Johnson 2.5 horsepower trolling motor trying to catch a damn catfish, which I don't catch
We have to get out of the
Trolling
boat.
motor.
We're so freaking hungry. We got to drive 22 miles to
Trolling
McDonald's
motor.
to get a number 9 meal just to feed ourselves today. So don't listen to Shorts' bullshit.
A trolling motor. Get the hell out of here, man. I bet you had a 250.
Dude, listen, it's not my boat. It's my buddy's. Look, a ton of bunker members. Short all balls. I bet all balls FG, they probably got 7 Evan Rude 390.
Wow.
They're probably going 78 miles an hour. Not this boat. My fat ass was on a boat today that didn't go over 2 miles an hour, I promise you.
But, hey, listen, if Knotted Shorts runs a successful company and he wants to drive a Porsche and be a badass about it, why do you and Papa Bear have a problem with that?
Well, I don't have a problem with what he does. I have a problem with his attitude, okay? He kind of looks down on the LEA. He looks down. Look, let me tell you, you know what Papa Bear, where Papa Bear was at 8 o'clock yesterday morning?
Say it on me.
He was at a Girl Scout meeting handing out brownies to everybody. That's what Papa Bear does. A.U. McDane does that. Henry does that. Shorts wakes up, gets in whatever, probably $120,000 truck and just goes and tells people what to do. I mean, we're just a little different. I don't have any problem with what they do. We're just a little different.
What do you think about Amanda? I feel like Amanda's been unmasked. What do you think about this?
I think Amanda is not in shorts. Now, interesting to listen to the show. I don't know Mutter, but the one thing about me is my memory lasts literally 60 seconds. So I don't even know who Mutter is or don't remember. You were saying it may be Mutter. You're probably right. You've got a lot more education than I do on it. But Amanda was but I will say this about shorts. He was talking about throwing kind of me and Papa Bear under the table on Amanda. Here's the deal. Papa Bear told Amanda from the start, honey, I'm married. He was just trying to create conversation. Okay. So there was no hitting on Amanda from Papa Bear's point of view. That was just this is Shorts bullshit what he's spewing.
Well, I'm not sure how I feel with this, Doc. I feel like coming into the night, I was on the LEA side, but then again, Knotted Shorts kind of exposed you and Papa Bear. You guys aren't quite the blue collar guys that you like to say you are. I mean,
whoa, what you're saying is you're listening to Shorts. Okay, so it's a question of whether you believe Shorts or don't believe Shorts. Okay. So I wouldn't believe Shorts if I were you. That's what I would. What I would tell you. Shorts is a good guy, dude. He's a great guy.
Sure he is.
And I'm just saying, I am completely opposite of his opinion.
Wow.
I was not. I was on a boat today at freaking the Warrior River, and I'll be on a boat in the morning. That literally is probably worth $175 on eBay. Okay. He can say whatever he wants, but that's the truth. If you understand it.
Yeah. All right. I mean, it's just going to be people are going to figure this out on their own,
Oh, listen. Like you said, we're all family. I mean, it's whether you're LEA, Balls, FG. I mean, we're all family. We all have to love each other. We're all Auburn people. We have to stick together.
Yeah. Your thoughts?
Any Auburn news I need to know of?
Well, before we even get to Auburn news, I want to talk about Ruxy Poo because he had kind of a tough night earlier in the week. He posted some pictures that maybe weren't the best choice. He's one of your guys. Your thoughts on him?
Oh, I love Rux. Dude, here's what's so crazy about that. I was ticked off the bunker for some reason from a technological point of view. I missed every bit of that. I still can't get on my regular phone, okay? I've got to figure this out. And anyway, I missed every second of that. But evidently, it must have been huge because I got like 30 DMs about people saying Ruxy Poo went psycho.
He did. He kind of went psycho.
Back, though, 24 hours later, how did he end up back?
Well, he changed handles, and, we love Ruxy Poo. So, I mean, we gave him a little bit of leeway.
Oh, I love, dude, and I'm glad you did because here's the deal: the bunker is not the bunker without Ruxy Poo. It's not the bunker without Knotted Shorts. It's not the bunker without, Bo is great. I will say this about Bo is great. I've met like 100 Auburn athletes and know some of them decently. 97 of them I meet with Bo is great. He's so connected; it's incredible.
He is.
I love all those guys.
Bo is great, and I know he might be on the other side from you. But as Bo is great, he's an absolute beast, is he not?
Oh, my. Let me tell you, if any bunker member can go to an Auburn game, I don't care if it's freaking tiddlywinks, hurling, or freaking football. If you can go to a game with Bo is great, you're going to meet every single bigwig at Auburn. I think I've never met any softball people with him, but I've met. I remember I was with him. I met Stretch, freaking the who I think is going to be the starting center next year. I met Stretch when I was with Bo. Coach just knows. I'll tell you a great story about Coach. I'm sitting there at an event, and the second baseman from Mississippi State, his name is Stovall. His cousin was our holder, and now I think helps us coach baseball. You know what I'm talking about? Who's the Stovall kid at Auburn? You know what I'm talking about?
You talking about Tyler?
Stovall, is that his name? Yeah, okay. So his cousin was the second baseman for Mississippi State, and a really good one. He was an all-SEC player. I think he was a hunter. And so his cousin I was talking to, I didn't know him worth a flip, and I said something about Pelham, Alabama. And I said, "Oh, dude, my buddy Coach, but he lives around Pelham. Let me call him." Well, I'm about to ring the phone, and I said, "This is Coach." He said, "Wait a minute, is that so-and-so?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Give me the phone." So he took the phone from me. He knew boys great better than I did. He's like, he starts talking to him on the phone. This is the Mississippi State second base. It was like they talked for 20 minutes. It was
Damn.
great. Yeah. So, but good stuff. And I will say this: the bunker is kicking ass. I think I love the fact we got Cam Newton's what was his brother or son or nephew, whoever we got. I think that's a good pickup.
Brother, yeah, Kalen. I think he's going to be a backup. Yeah. He's going to be fighting to be the backup, bro.
Dude, I don't care if he's the punch snapper. I'm just saying we need somebody in the red zone. When Bo Nix gets us to the 8-yard line, that's when we need to pull Bo Nix out of the game. And we need some. And maybe he can be that guy. Maybe a running back can be that guy. Who knows?
Okay. You sound like Amanda now, Doc. I'm starting to get really skeptical, bro. Yeah, she was sitting on Bo. She was sitting on your boy Nix the other day.
Well, no. I love Bo Nix, but what I'm saying is Bo Nix inside the red zone is not. I don't know if I'm sure you went to our football games last year. Our red zone was horrible. It wouldn't hurt us to put somebody in the red zone. Whether we don't have Booby anymore, maybe somebody back there that can get us from the 6-yard line to the goal line.
Joey Gatewood.
Does that make sense? I love Gatewood. I freaking, oh God, I love that kid.
Yeah.
And I hate it that he left, but I hope he does well at Kentucky, and then we'll see.
Of course. Doc, you're an absolute beast. I know you've been on the river, drinking, and probably
I'm still on the river. Hey, I'm pretty proud of myself for being coherent right now.
I know you're doing a hell of a job, in my opinion, because you were kind of warning me at like 2:00 when I asked you. You're like, I don't know what's going to happen, 'cause I got a lot of shit going on,
Yeah, well, the problem is Doc has a little problem with booze, and you never know if it's 6:00 or 12:00 where he's going to end up. But thank God I'm in a trailer tonight. I slept in the back of a Mazda B2000 last night.
Damn.
Which I've never done, which is great on my bucket list. Mazda B2000. That's where I slept last night. I got woken up at 11:00 this morning.
Were there any girls there?
So tonight I'm actually sleeping in this trailer. I'm fine.
Were there any girls in the Mazda?
No, you know what? I haven't. My buddy, I met this welder from Georgia who's freaking great, and his girlfriend are here, and they've got a crowd here. But supposedly there's some chicks coming tonight, so we'll just see what happens.
Outstanding.
Doc, but a great show. I'm so glad you got knotted shorts on. I'm totally opposed to knotted shorts. He's in the wrong group, but I respect him. I'm so glad you got him. You got Papa Bear. You got Bo is great. Even your first caller, who was the Weather Channel guy, was great. That's amazing.
Hey, you Storm 20. He's a badass.
Yeah, that's right, dude. I was just when I worked at UAB like in 1998 or something. I met this guy that I was buddies with for like a year. And I remember asking him, we're at the Burley Earl in Birmingham. And I was like, what are your kind of TV channels you watch? And he says, I watch the Weather Channel. I'm like, what the freak? What is the Weather Channel? But he was like you guys. He loved watching that stuff. So that's interesting.
No, we got a few Weather Channel friends over there. They're friends of the site. We'll say it that way.
Oh, I love it, dude. You said that dude that works for him is a big Auburn fan. That's incredible.
Absolutely. He's a big AuburnSports.com fan, too.
Is he? Dude, hey, listen, can we get that guy on the show?
Well, I mean, I reckon we can. Absolutely. Hell yeah.
I mean, listen, I don't care if I got to help or you got to help. let's listen. We got to get some of these chicks on the show. We got to get him on the show. That is great stuff. But you're doing the right thing, Tate. Keep doing what you do. Great job, and I'll talk to you next week, brother.
All right, Doc. Be good, bro. There he goes, Doc Dumpster. An absolute beast. I felt like that was a good call. He kind of lets you know that he thinks the Balls EFG is full of shit, but at the same time, it's family, and he's not going to talk too much bad, negative, even about Knotted Shorts. Even though Knotted Shorts came out and said some kind of mean things about Doc and Papa Bear, that maybe they're not quite the blue-collar guys that they say they are, but that's fine. I do want to give a shout-out to Super Chat we got coming through from Jazzy Joe, who we haven't seen in a few weeks, but we love Jazzy Joe. He's an absolute beast. So what up, peeps? War Damn Eagle. Jazzy Joe is a long-haul trucker. We have shown pictures of his sweet-ass Auburn-themed rig on this show before, and we love Jazzy Joe. So I hope you're doing good out there, bro, and driving safely, and you're healthy, and everything's going good. Also, Hornatius jumps in and says, Amanda Reel on Drain versus Fank account on the bunk. Interesting. I think Amanda was completely BS. I think that is, that's Mutter. When you say to yourself, well, there's a girl on the show, I'm like, that's probably Mutter's wife. But I am here to tell you that, Knotted Shorts, I'm not friends with Knotted Shorts per se, but I don't think you should sit there and lay this at his feet. Because Knotted Shorts, he will raise some hell now, but he wouldn't lie about some cancer treatments. I'm telling you. That is way below him. He would not do that. Sorry, guys. That is absolutely not coronavirus. Even though I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Montgomery, Alabama is a absolute coronavirus hotspot right now. We've seen a jump of like 40% in our coronavirus patients in like a week. For what it matters, your boy JG, I'm being pretty smart. I'm staying at home for the most part. I go out to get a little exercise, but I do it out in the world, out in the open air, away from people. So there ain't no problems with that. Georgia Rebel says he thinks Doc is loaded. Dude, Doc's been drinking on the freaking river all day. Of course he's loaded. We all would be. If we were drinking on the river all day. Huntsville Tiger says that could have been. Oh, well, hold on, bro. We got to back up a little bit. Huntsville Tiger thinks that Doc may have been logging in as two usernames. Wait, what? J.S. Lowry says, who was Mutter before? Something Carolina 85 BS. Yes, that is. You're thinking of the same guy. We ended up banning Carolina 85 or whatever that was for whatever he was doing. I don't know, some political BS as I recall. And then Mutter got banned for something else. I don't remember specifically what that was. Crocodile says, I think David the Wizard is fake. It's probably Knotted Shorts. Knotted Shorts was trying to get into a showdown on the show with administrative assistant, who was really not having that. Administrative assistant, like many of you, think that David the Wizard is full of shit when he talks about all the ladies he is hooking up with. I don't personally, as the host of this show, I don't have a... Oh my gosh, I forgot. I left Knotted Shorts up there when we had Doc Dumpster on. My bad. David the Wizard believes that that administrative assistant is disrespectful of his conquests, I should say. Administrative assistant. I don't have an opinion on this. As the host of this show, I feel like if David says that he's slaying, he's slaying. Okay? That's kind of how I take it. I'm not in the position of these callers calling in and saying, hey, you're lying to me, or you're not hitting the same wool that you say you are. I'm not really in that business. So if administrative assistant believes that, Obviously, I have her back on that, but at the same time, I don't think David the Wizard needs to really have an on-the-air confrontation with administrative assistant over this. Mostly because we all tend to agree with administrative assistant that at best, David the Wizard may be not being totally forthcoming about the chicks that he's hooking up with. Is that fair, administrative assistant? Courtney, administrative assistant, thinks that this may be complete BS. Tom R. is completely on board with administrative assistant. Says David the Wizard is slaying his hand only. And then Corny says everyone is disrespectful of his slaying. So there you go. You got two different opinions there very quickly. Sausage Broker, a.k.a. Gavin08, says the bourbon that Peyton Manning and Andy Roddick are producing. I don't know what that means. J.S. Lowry says the Wiz is McLovin. You know, our daughter, me administrative assistant, we have a daughter. Many of you know her as Maddie. That is her alias. That's really her real name. And she's been on the show before. And she has like kind of been feeling me and administrative assistant out for a fake ID. She's like, if I had a fake ID, would you be really mad? And I was like, you know, I gotta be a parent. I'm like, oh yeah, it'd be terrible. It'd be really, really bad. But I always kind of keep hoping that she has a fake ID that says McLovin. That would be awesome. McLovin, hey, what state, administrative assistant, what state is McLovin from? Hawaii, of course, she knew. Very, very good. Gulf Coast Reb says, JG, you are the shiz. I hope you and Neil do a live show at Funky's on Friday when y'all come to Oxford in a few months. Oh, shit. Haven't even thought about that. Auburn is at Ole Miss this year. I don't have any idea when that game is. Just kidding. We've got it here on the front page here. September 19th at Ole Miss. Although those of you who have been paying close attention to the bullshit that I say out of my mouth, actually a lot of times I try to make it really credible, but I don't think the SEC season starts until October. So I think that game against Ole Miss, at Ole Miss, is going to get changed around a little bit. I don't know if it'll be on an October 24th idle date or if that UMass game gets changed or whatever, but I think it's going to take that long for Auburn and the other SEC teams to get their testing protocols in place. You've got to be able to test these kids, the players, the coaches, the staff, the people like Dana who do the equipment and all that. The coaches, the doctors and stuff, Doc Goodlet and his staff as well. Those people have to be tested every single time. So I think to get to a position where they can test, get the results quickly, I think it's going to be October 1. A lot of people agree with me on that. And so I think the schedule is going to get shuffled a little bit. But Auburn, I think, will play at Ole Miss this year. I just don't think it'll be on September 19th, although it could be wrong. Who knows? But I would love to do a show at Funky's. I did a show at Funky's, almost 2 years ago now, and met some awesome Rebel Groves people there, including that really, really lovely gal who was a FIMU, whose name escapes me. A few years ago, she was a FIMU. Wait, administrative assistant, what are you talking about? Courtney says, let's move on. Okay, we're moving on. But, we had a lot of fun at Funky's last time. Jazzy Joe with another super chat. One of the all-time greats. Maybe the all-time great. The GOAT. Says, with another super chat, says, JG, when are we going to get some voodoo, bro? My treat. No. It's my treat, Jazzy. And you just tell me when you're in town, bro. Send me a DM on the bunker, and we'll get together, man. I would love to sit down and eat some voodoo wings with you and get you some nanner pudding. And I think B-Matt would enjoy that as well. But anyway, Gulf Coast Reb, I would love to be hanging out at Funky's, bro, in October or November, whenever that's going to go down. Yeah, I've done it before, and I'll do it again. Canoe Man says, Maddie was a big part of the Ole Miss show. Yeah, Ole Miss was a finalist for her. But she ended up choosing South Alabama. It happens. Sausage Broker, a.k.a. Gavin08, says Sweeten's Cove is the bourbon Peyton and Andy are releasing next week. First batch, 14,000 bottles, $200 each. Not happening. Not for me. We've had some folks on the chat say that their chat has been kind of frozen from time to time. I remember Alpha Tiger before he left said he was having trouble. And now Corny says his chat is frozen. I don't know what's going on, yo. Gulf Coast Reb says, I said a few months, damn it. I ain't hold you to a date. We'll figure it out, man. We got time. Whoa. I just happened to look over here and saw a call come in. Let's take this. Hey, caller, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Good, brother. How are you?
Is this D-Lucky?
It is.
Dude, earlier I thought that Bo Is Great was you, man. So I'm sorry.
I saw that. Little false start. It's all good.
That's my bad. Listen, the first thing I want to talk to you about was David the Wizard wanted to debate administrative assistant on the air tonight because he thinks that administrative assistant has not been fair, that he's slaying all this wool, and she thinks it's bullshit. Your thoughts, D-Lucky?
Well, that I was a little disappointed in that because a true baller like David should never, ever have to defend himself to anyone.
He says a true
so
baller
there's
should
no
never
reason
have
to
defend himself.
There's no reason to debate what you're doing. You just do it.
But you're
as long as you know.
D-Lucky, you're being nice though, right? I mean, you're being nice.
I told you I'm a fan of David now.
Let's be real. D-Lucky, if we were all balls deep, and this goes for me too, because I'm implicating myself here. If we were all balls deep, we wouldn't be on the air right now. Is that a fact?
Somewhat. Like I said, I got 20 plus years in the game, JG.
Me too, dude.
These things play out over time.
Come on, bro. I've been doing this a while too.
I'm good though. I'm good till 10:30.
That's right. I'm going to be good at 10:32. I promise.
Yeah, I'm good. So this fits right perfect in my schedule.
What did you think about this LEA versus Ball ZFG thing? I don't know if you're necessarily all into that.
I am not. I've been around too long, man. I've seen factions come and go so many times.
That's true.
I was around for the Bay City Roller versus Frontline battles of the 1990s. So
damn.
I've seen actual physical confrontations that were going to take place before Tiger walked because somebody said the wrong thing to somebody else. So
yeah.
So this is a little bit different. I just I can sit this one out. Like I said, I've seen enough.
So what's been going on with you, bro? How you been?
I'm good. The recruiting pick up for the last few weeks has been nice. It's got us headed towards an actual season, it appears. So I think it looks like we might get some games in. And
the hell yeah!
I've been pretty impressed with. Go ahead.
They're definitely gonna get some games in, brother. I promise you that.
Well, I'm feeling better about that, and it appears we've changed our recruiting mindset a bit, especially on the offensive line.
Absolutely.
And that gives me a little bit of confidence that maybe things won't be the same as always when the games start.
It seems to me that on recruiting, and particularly on the offensive side, obviously, that I think Chad has a lot more leeway than I thought he would get. They've been going after a lot of dudes that I don't think Gus would have gone after.
Man, we've gotten so many kids from Texas that we're looking at, and so that just makes me feel like Gus might have taken his hands off the reins a little bit and is trusting Chad, and that's exactly what I think we need to take the next step.
That's when Gus goes.
Hopefully
Gus will say, "I'm from Irving, Texas. I was born there, so I'm a Texas guy myself."
Whatever he needs to sleep well, whatever he needs to sleep at night, whatever he has to tell himself, so he feels better about letting go. I'm good with it.
Do you trust Chad Morris though, man?
Of course, Chad is like I've said before. Chad is who I had as the ideal offensive coordinator for Gus because the things that Gus did really well. He's just stuck. He's stuck in a loop. He can't get out of it to see himself or reinvent himself, and he needs somebody else that's taken the offense and expanded it. And Chad's done that. Chad's added stuff to it. Chad's added wrinkles. I don't think he's purely focused on execution, which is one of Gus's mantras. I think Chad's like, I might be able to outsmart some folks every once in a while and get us in some opportune situations and take advantage of some people. And it doesn't have to be just, we're going to run this play 17 times and it's going to work whether they know it's coming or not because we're just going to run it better than they can. Well, It doesn't always work, man. Sometimes the guy on the other team is just better than your guy, and he shuts it down. And you got to have something to counter that.
Yeah, they haven't done a very good job of that.
They have not. And the few counters that we have had seem to take way too long. And we get into the fourth quarter and they start doing something like, well, shit, where was that for the last, 3 quarters of the game?
Damn.
That would have been nice to have. That would have been nice to have coming out of halftime.
Yeah, at LSU 3 years ago. Yeah, damn right.
And just, and sometimes they're not even huge adjustments. The Joey Gatewood topic that was brought up earlier was a perfect example. I'm not saying he would have been a superstar or anything else, but when you're struggling in the red zone and you got someone that is a pseudo runner, I'm not saying he was that much better than Bo, but why not give it a shot?
Why not give it a shot?
What do you have to lose? I mean, if worst case scenario, you prove everybody who's complaining about the fact the kid's not playing, you prove them wrong. Hey, I put him in, he failed. Now, shut up, leave me alone. Let me go back to what I was doing.
They should have
played
him.
Something different.
They should have played him at the Florida game, in my opinion.
Florida game, and then the LSU game. We talk about Williams stepping out and getting knocked out of bounds and all that kind of stuff. It just would have been a good spot, in my opinion.
Do you pay a lot of attention to basketball, bro?
Oh yeah. I've been around for a long time. Pre-Barbie. I'm old enough to have listened to a few games when Sonny was still on the sidelines.
AU Storm 20 was saying earlier he thinks Matt McClung is the most important recruit that Bruce Pearl's ever had. Your thoughts on that?
Ooh, I don't know about most important, but I do think that the potential that he has with this team is pretty important. I think for one season, I would agree with him. For one season, I would agree. I think, like we said before, where this team has a gap, Mac absolutely fills that gap, and he can make this team, like you said, an SEC championship contender, which, in my opinion, makes it a national championship contender.
Hell yeah.
I think for one season, I think he is. We've had other players who I think have a larger and longer impact on the program in general that Bruce has brought in. But I think for one season, he absolutely could be the biggest piece of that puzzle.
I just don't know where Auburn fits with him. Nobody does. I mean, he's so close to the vest about stuff. Nobody gets a feeling for where he is, If he likes Auburn, if he likes Wake, if he likes Memphis, nobody knows.
I mean, we need Mr. Tang and his Pinto to make a circle and go drop something off for that kid.
Well, I'm not really advocating that per se, but I mean, Auburn would love to have that kid though, and Georgetown sucks. So I'm glad he's leaving.
Some information on admissions, and we can't do in-person tours, Jay. So the kid might need a little care package just to know what Auburn's like when he gets on campus, just something like that. Nothing illegal or untoward.
Virtual visits, D-Lucky. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, just something like that. But if you got a virtual visit, and then you got a scratch and sniff package, that might help.
Looks like he's not a great 3-point shooter, but he will drive to the hole. And he'll hit some free throws. So that's basically the deal with him.
He'll hit free throws. He's a scorer. He can play some combos. He can go to the one, which is where I think we need, some help. Samir did, okay, but we need some help at the one. And I think the other part of it is the 3-pointing doesn't have to be spectacular. You don't have to be Bryce by any stretch of the imagination. You just need to hit a wide open shot every once in a while. We didn't have that last year a lot. Samir got hot in that one game, and that was pretty nice. But we just need somebody that can, when he's wide open, can hit that shot. We had too many of those that just didn't fall for us last year. So maybe a kid can do that. But we need somebody because Turbo, bless him. I don't think Turbo's that.
Bless that kid. He's working hard, dude, but I don't think he's that guy.
I don't either. And he's smaller. He doesn't give us a whole bunch defensively. I don't know that he's that great there. He doesn't give you a lot in the way of size. So it's like you got a lot of the minuses and a few pluses. So if you can get somebody else that can replace some of that, I think it's a win-win.
I think the kid at Michigan State's better, but maybe you disagree with me, but I don't think he's leaving. I think Joshua Langford's going to end up at Michigan State.
Well, we talked about this. I just don't. Just consistency, man. I think when he plays, I agree with you. I just don't know when he's going to be on the court. I'm hearing rumors now that his foot's still not back. So
Oh shit.
He still might not be 100% all year.
Damn.
Yeah. So I mean, that doesn't help you to get somebody in that can't get on the court.
And you're from up in North Alabama, where he's from too. So I mean, I trust you on that.
Yeah, I need to check in with some folks just to kind of see what they've heard. But just the last that I heard, he wasn't 100% back. Like I said, I want him. I'd love to have him.
Of course.
Would love for him to be 100%. Would love for him to ball out all season.
Of course you would.
I mean, I think that's a strong team if that kid's on the team and is healthy. But we can all wish.
He's a 3-point shooter. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Dude,
tonight's show is.
Yeah.
Tonight's show.
Yeah.
Just a little odd, like I said with the war.
Word.
Little odd.
Word.
Because I figured somebody would hop in their plane. They could have settled this like gentlemen over tea and crumpets or a good bourbon or some kind of peace offering that could have been sent to go ahead and end this thing and settle it down.
It's all about family, D. Lucky. I mean, that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day, though, bro.
It is. But that's why we should have been able to squash this a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like I said, I get the whole the Amanda thing might have riled it up a little bit.
That was bullshit. I mean, Amanda was bullshit. That was a fake. Yeah. That was a fraudulent post.
The part that I hated about it, because I get it, I jumped in. It was entertaining. It was just when they went to the whole cancer.
Yeah.
And I got to go first. That's a bit much. If you just want to get on and pick at people or flirt with people and catfish people in that way, okay. But I mean, shit. How old are you when that's the best that you got to do is to actually make yourself into a fake person and pretend like you got cancer and are going for cancer screenings and all that kind of stuff?
You got to do better than that.
That was weak.
You got to do better than that, D-Lucky.
Yeah, man. That's weak. But maybe it's quarantine. Maybe somebody's been stuck in their house for 3 months. They ain't got shit else to do. So I don't know.
You're right. Hey, man, listen, you've been calling in. I think this is 5 straight weeks for you, maybe 6. And
Something in there. I'd have to ask the missus. I'm sure she knows.
I think we would all agree you're our favorite newcomer. And I know you're not new to the site. You're not new to the site. You're just new to the show. That's all. So we love you calling in, bro.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you having the show.
All right, D-Lucky. See you, man.
All right. Stay safe. Peace.
See you. D-Lucky, there he is. Absolute badass. So glad that he calls in now. Been with the site for a minute now, but just somewhat recently, 5 or 6 weeks ago, started calling into the show, and we love having him on the show. Some good stuff there. I happen to agree with him completely on Mac McClung, where Mac McClung would help this team, but I don't think it's the end of the world if he doesn't choose Auburn. Canoeman says Alaska Tiger was still the best from Alaska. D-Lucky is he is definitely our correspondent for North Alabama, although D-Lucky is himself from South Alabama. But he lives in North Alabama. And we've all been there, bro. We go where the job is. I'm from Kentucky. Well, you could argue Oklahoma or California, but we go where the job is. I get it. Hornacia says the drain has made me appreciate D-Lucky. Look at that. They hear him on the show, and they're like, yo, that guy knows what he's talking about. That's good. He's a sane, reasonable caller. He's got good takes. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what else we got here. Fishman checked in earlier. Fishman 72. I don't know if you guys have seen him on the bunker. He doesn't post a lot. But I've run into Fishman a bunch at the Birmingham lunches, and the guy's a badass. I don't know if he's as much of a badass as Russ 47, but he's a badass. Fishman's also pretty tall, so if you want to get in a fight with him, you have to think about the angles. He's going to be punching down at you, and that's going to make it a little tougher. Courtney, I'm laughing at what you said, bro, but I can't even explain that on the show right now. As far as Super Chats go, while we have been on the horn, Jazzy Joe dropped a second one, which is JG, when are we going to eat? Oh, well, I already mentioned that one. Jazzy Joe dropped a third one. It says, bro, you do not want to buy food from me. You will go broke, LOL. No, I will do that, absolutely. You just let me know when you're there, bro. That's my man Jazzy Joe with his third Super Chat of the game. And Ravin, who is an absolute all-timer chatter, dropped a Super Chat for the second straight week. Last week, he wasn't even really in the chat. He just kind of stopped by, dropped a Super Chat, and bounced, which is like super duper stealthy. Drops one today, says, the best way to spend a Saturday night is here on the Brain Drain. Thanks, JG, for holding it down. Ravin, you're the man, dude. Appreciate you, bro. Always a great chatter. Always great questions. And I'm sorry I don't catch all of them. But you always have good ideas. Jay Smith says, D Lucky, the realest caller we got. Hard to argue with that. Although AU Storm 20 does a good job too. But yeah, AU Storm 20 also will tell you that he's pretty much all Auburn sports, meaning the actual athletic competitions. And D Lucky can kind of venture out a little bit. And he can kind of have an opinion on LEA versus Ball ZFG and all that kind of stuff. So he's a little more worldly, we would say. But AU Storm, we still love you too, bro. Wow. Love the cat says, drive to the whole beaches. All right. Hey, there's value in that. Chris Denson taught us all that. Mm-hmm. Bo is great says both. I mentioned earlier, Russ 47 is a badass, and Fishman also is a badass. Both are elite. Capital E, by the way. If Bo is great says it, you know it's true. Canoe Man jumps in with a super chat. One of the all-time greats. He says, is there anything to talk about that ADAG Alan Green is trying to find another home and encouraged to leave? Certainly hope not. Interesting question about that. Alan Green, it's kind of hard to separate fact from opinion on this one because Alan, he likes to kind of hang out behind the scenes. You know, where Jay Jacobs, he didn't mind to get quoted. Alan likes to work behind the scenes, and he doesn't really want to get quoted. So when I've got a question for Alan, I can text him and get an answer, but he doesn't want that quoted. I'm here to tell you, as JG Tate, publisher of AuburnSports.com, somebody who's been covering Auburn for 22 years now, that Alan Green knows what he's doing. Alan Green is a good AD for Auburn. And yes, there are people that would like for him to get the hell out of town, largely because he's an independent thinker. Alan has ideas in his head that will never go away, meaning he always wants to do what's best for Auburn. He always wants to do what's best for Auburn's bottom line. He's a bottom line kind of guy. And Jay Jacobs wasn't really like that. It's a different way of looking at things. Now, Jay could tell you to your face, and I don't think he's lying, to say, I always want to do what's best for Auburn. His interpretation of best for Auburn versus what's actually best for Auburn, this is my opinion. Sometimes there was a gulf there. With Allen, I don't necessarily think that. I think Allen is on the money with the ideas that are going through his head. He's a bottom line guy, and he's trying to do the best thing for Auburn within reason, within the financial constraints that he finds himself in, okay? He does the job approximately the way that I would do it. I'm not saying I'd be a great AD. I wouldn't be. But philosophically, I understand where he's coming from. And I didn't understand where Jay Jacobs was coming from sometimes. So I think Alan Green's great for Auburn. There are people who don't like the fact that he's a bottom line guy. There are people at Auburn who want him to be a good old boy and kind of just go along with what they say. Allen is not like that. Allen is skeptical of every opinion. He'll listen, and he will take certain ones into consideration, and maybe he'll even follow some certain guidelines, some certain suggestions. But it's all about what he thinks is right, and to me, that's what an AD should be doing. So Allen Green's an absolute badass. The people who think that he sucks and he needs to go home are wrong. I don't necessarily believe that will be the case. I won't feel that way all forever, or maybe I will. I don't know. I reserve the right to change my opinion on that. But I think Allen Green's a good AD, and I think he's great for Auburn. And I think part of the fact that he is independent pisses some people off, but don't let that change your opinion of him. Don't be like, well, there's some people that think he ought to go. Well, yeah, maybe they're just bothered by him. Maybe they're bothered by the fact that he's an independent thinker, and he's going to stick to his guns on certain things where maybe Jay Jacobs wouldn't, you know? I'll leave it like that. Personally, in my opinion, I don't think there's a big push right now to get rid of Allen Green. No. 6 months ago, when I'm sorry, it was 18 months ago when it looked like Gus was kind of in trouble and all that kind of stuff. There were people, and I mentioned this on the bunker, there were people that insisted that Gus got to go. And Allen was like, listen, if you guys want him to go and you think I should fire him, you need to explain to me why we need to concede $50 million. Because I don't have $50 million. And I want to know, first of all, where are you going to get it? And second of all, why is he worth that? Why is this whole thing worth that? I don't think he got a great answer on that. He didn't get an answer that would have satisfied me. And so he told him to basically go GFY. Piss some people off. Other people were like, yo, that makes sense to me. I happen to think Allen Green's a badass. But I might be wrong. Who knows? Jazzy Joe with another super chat. I think you're fourth of the day. Thank you, Jazzy Joe. You're an absolute badass. Says JG, if you pay for it, I'll eat 3 bombs. 3 ball, baby. 3 of the hottest wings they have at Voodoo Wing Company. The bomb. I'll eat those. I wouldn't love it, but I would eat 3 bombs with you, Jazzy Joe. Seriously, you got to holler at me. Send me a DM on the bunker. We'll get hooked up with you a text. I know you're out and about all through America. But when you get back to Exit 51 on I-85 and you're in the Voodoo Wing Company in Auburn territory, I am there, bro. Gulf Coast Reb jumps in with a super chat himself. Says, for the soccer moms. You know, I love soccer moms now. There was some chatter on the Rebel Groves site earlier, a couple days ago. They had just hired a new intern, I believe. I forgot her name. I want to say it was Haley, but I'm not sure. You know, I should probably check this out to make sure I'm not getting this wrong, because it's kind of disrespectful I got it wrong. But they had hired a new assistant over there, and she's doing like daily updates for Alexa or something like that. Does that make sense? Is that even a thing? Let me see if I can find this story. I'm over here on Rebel Grove right now. Nah, I don't see it right now. I don't want to go too deep into it, but they hired a gal and they were like, yo, JG needs to, this girl needs to be careful when she comes on the G-Pits because JG is going to blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, yo. First of all, like, if you guys know anything about me, like, I love me some soccer moms, which means minimum 35 years old. This girl's like in college. Yeah, her name is Haley. I was correct. Malatek. And she is helping out doing some daily updates for the folks at Rebel Groves. She does like basically a 1 minute or maybe 90-second podcast, kind of updating the day's news for folks who are on Alexa, I think. And she's obviously, talented, pretty young girl. I think she's a student at Ole Miss. And they were like, yo, JG, this is right up your alley. I'm like, no, that's not actually right up my alley because the youngest girl that I would ever be talking about would be somebody who's like 40. And this girl's like 20. So, hey, if you guys are into 20-year-old chicks, I'm not hating. Maybe you guys are 20. Maybe you guys are 25. I don't care. Maybe you're 70 and you're into 20-year-old girls, but that ain't me. So, God bless you guys. That ain't me. But I'm pretty fired up. I listened to her first update, and it sounded nice. I thought about getting Jake Crane to do some of that. No, I'm just kidding, Jake. Yo, I'm just kidding, man. But Jake's got his own J-Boy show. It's doing great. He's doing an awesome job over there. We love him. Anyway, Gulf Coast Reb, appreciate you, bro. That whole thing about Haley had nothing to do with you, but I just thought it was worth talking about. We also got another one from Hornatius, who has had multiple super chats. Every single week he has a bunch. And, of course, we love Hornatius, even if he may be the second or third best horn. He says, does COVID hamper Auburn's ability to fire Gus? That's an interesting idea, Hornatius, and I'm not sure. We'll see. We got time. Matt N jumps through again. He says, agree with you 100% on Green. He seems very meticulous and thoughtful. He is definitely meticulous and thoughtful. I happen to be a big fan of Alan Green. Corny Mofo says JG was into Tan Mom back in the day. I'm not saying I was. I'm not saying I wasn't. I'll leave it at that. But anyway, Matt, appreciate the super chat, brother. It's just Alan's an independent thinker. He's thinking for himself. You're not going to, if you're a billionaire, if you're a 100 millionaire, whatever, you're not going to call into Alan and be like, hey, man, I have $100 million. You need to listen to what I say. For better or for worse, Alan doesn't do that. Alan just says, hey, man, I appreciate your opinion. I'll take it under consideration. And then he does what he thinks is best. And maybe that's what you suggested, or maybe it's not. I don't know. Man, there's some crazy stuff going on here. Alpha Tiger says, my ex was very meticulous as well. We called her Anal Amy. I guess that's a reference to the psychology concept of being anal retentive, which means you're very focused on details. Administrative assistant is where I was going with that. Sausage Broker, a.k.a. Gavin08, says, hashtag believe shorts. I didn't know as though we had to pick sides on this one. But I think we can both believe shorts and also believe the LEA. I didn't feel like those guys were necessarily at odds. Matt N says that's exactly what we need in an AD, a guy who's an independent thinker. I agree with you. We have seen somebody who goes along with the groupthink, and it turned out badly. One man's opinion. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm taking Hey. What up, Sam? Well, this is my man Sammy. What up, Sam? My man Sam. He's a great cat. Would you like to say anything to the folks? That's my guy Sammy. We picked him up as a rescue 13 years ago or something like that? It was like 07, Corey. And he's been an awesome cat, although he's a little bit of a hoe cat. He likes to lay on us at night, and he wants us to rub him. Don't look at me like that. Hey, I appreciate you coming up and being part of the show, bro. Would you like to say anything to people? Okay. You're the man.
Not kidding.
Thank you, administrative assistant. Whew, wow. We love Sammy being on. Sammy just sprinted out of here. He's like, I'm out. We got more super chats coming in. Unbelievable. Jazzy Joe with, I think, his 5th super chat now of the show. Jazzy Joe says, I am in Amarillo, Texas, flashing this logo to these recruits. Hell, Auburn's all up and down the road in Texas now. I wonder if those upside down Cadillacs are still there in Amarillo. They used to be right off the interstate. And when we went through in 80, my dad moved us from San Diego to Tulsa in 83, I think. And when we were on the interstate in Amarillo, this is before the internet too, so you got to give him extra credit for knowing this shit. But he was like, check it out, man. There's some upside down Cadillacs over there. And sure enough, there they were. My sister didn't give a shit. She was like 7, but I thought it was pretty interesting. I don't know. My man's opinion. Anyway, I'm glad you're enjoying Amarillo, or I hope you are, anyway. Also, a super chat coming through from StewPep74, who's an absolute beast, Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Says Alan Green is a beast. That there is even a thought that folks want him gone pisses me off to no end. Yeah, I don't know as though it's like rational, reasonable people that are thinking that. I don't really know that it's anybody like it matters. Yeah, there's people out there who matter who just think he's kind of adult and don't think that he doesn't play ball or whatever. But, Alan's principled, man. As Tony Soprano would say, it's all about the principalities, yo. Alan sticks to kind of his gut. He's paid to do that, in my opinion. You're hiring Alan Green because you believe in Alan Green. And that's kind of what he does. And, if you're asking me, he's never told me this, on or off the record. I think he's kind of stuck with Gus right now. I think he looks at it as like, okay, if I wanted to fire Gus, I would owe X number of dollars. That number is probably, you guys know, some of you guys who are contract heads would know better than me, but I mean, it's like $30 to $40 million. Plus, you got to pay off like Garner and Kevin Steele and who the hell ever else. I mean, it's going to be a $50 million, and then you got to hire the next coach. I mean, it's going to be a $50 million transaction to get rid of Gus and all his folks and then hire somebody else. And Alan's like, all right, if you want to fire Gus, which we know is a bunker meme now, like, I need to know who you think we should get and how you expect to pay $50 million. I don't think Jay Jacobs ever asks that question. He just goes, all right, guys, we'll do what we got to do. War Eagle. And then Alan's not that dude. Anyway. We got a super chat coming through from D-Lucky, who says, MILFs need love too. He's actually quoting me on that. Did I say that? I may have said that. I've been drinking this Weller, and I don't even remember 100% what was going on earlier. But I may have said that. And I'll just leave it. I'll leave your quote as it is. Jazzy Joe says the Cadillacs are there. The ones I mentioned earlier. They look like they fell from an airplane. They got graffiti all over them. Yeah, I hadn't seen him for a minute, bro. I would like to see him again, though. That would mean that I'm out in northern Texas. And then I'm probably out for a reason. Canoe Man, let's see. He's riffing off of something that Pocket Watch said. Pocket Watch was Jay Jacobs' Googe's guy. Is he trying to get him back? Jay Jacobs ain't coming back. Jay Jacobs is not coming back to Auburn as the AD. There's no situation where that happens. I don't care who it is. It's either Alan Green, or if Alan Green leaves, it's going to be Tim Jackson. But I just don't think Alan Green's going to leave. I think he's good here. I think he does a good job. I think he's what Auburn needs. I think enough people at Auburn believe in him too. So that's that. Let Jay Jacobs stay down at Florida and work with Scott Strickland and do his thing. I got no beef with Jay Jacobs, aside from the fact that he lied his ass off about the softball investigation to me and James Crapia. You want to say to yourself, well, who cares about lying to reporters? Fair enough. But he lied his ass off to us. And the same guy that likes to talk about Christian values lied his ass off to us. And to me, I was done with him at that point. My opinion, you can take it or leave it. Men's opinion. There's been some chatter that this is actually from a few years ago, but that Alan Green interviewed at USC and UCLA. I'm not sure I think one of those schools he actually did talk to. I think it was UCLA. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but I mean, that wasn't last week. That was like a year or two ago. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about that. I mean, the bottom line is he's from Seattle. He's from the West Coast. Although he met his wife at Notre Dame's. I don't know where Christy's from, Christy Green, who is a 100% legitimate, awesome person. You guys know how I feel about Christy Malzahn. I love me some Christy Malzahn. But Christy Green she's at least as cool as Christy Malzahn, if not cooler. Leif says, I love that JG's impression of his dad is the same as Jay Jacobs and Bill Clinton. Oh, man, my dad doesn't have much in common with those dudes. But Jay Jacobs and Bill Clinton do have something in common. They're kind of like, hey, guys, I'll tell you something. I would never tell you. I don't know if you're good, but are you satisfied? No. I know you're not satisfied, JG, but are you good? Yeah, I'm good, buddy. You've answered like 4 questions without a single answer, and then you're going to fake a phone call and walk out. Like, yeah, I'm good. Hey, Taxman says, if you run a $150 million operation, you can't be playing the good old boy game anymore. Well, Jay would disagree with you on that, but I'm with you. I think Alan Green brings the level of professionalism that you need at the job. I'm not saying specific to Auburn. I'm just saying in general. If you've got a business that's a $150 million operation, you want someone who's going to run it with the solemnity that you want for a big-time company like that. And I think Alan does that. There's some people that are put off by that because they don't feel like they can control him. That ain't how Alan rolls. And if they got a problem with that, they shouldn't have hired him in the first place because it ain't like Alan's changed a bunch. Alan is who he is, and he's been that way since he was at Ole Miss. Hell, he was that way before that when he was at Notre Dame. If you didn't know the guy, you shouldn't have hired him. But look, man, he's good people. I mean, you guys, I know there's people out there that disagree with me. Dr. Chuma thinks I suck or I'm a hack or whatever, and there's probably others of you that have a very reasonable opinion of me that think that I suck. But I'm telling you, Alan Green is legit. I promise you. Now, I will say this. Sometimes some of his stuff doesn't make 100% sense to me. When he does the whole, we're going to cut 10% across the board thing, I'm kind of like, Alan, dude, really? It's not something that I would have done. But, hey, I'm a sports writer. I'm a YouTube guy. I mean, what do I know? Oh, did you hear that sound? That probably means I missed a call on Skype. My bad. Oh, damn, I've missed calls. My bad. I need to get a new computer so I can see more screen. I'm on a laptop here, so my screen's kind of small. Administrative assistant has been getting on my butt about that. She's been like, yo, you need a new computer, get it. Just haven't done it yet. Let's see. Alpha Tiger says at Clemson a couple years ago, Jacobs rode by us on his golf cart heading to the stadium. He yelled War Eagle to us and my late brother, and I yelled back if he loved Auburn, he'd resign. You know what? I totally believe that you did that, Alpha. I don't think you're full of poop on that at all. Alpha Tiger says golf cart started going faster for some reason. Ruxy Poo says he's trying to call. Dude, I think I missed your call. I'm sorry, Ruxy. Here, call me back right now, bro. I got you, man. I want to hear from you. Hey, caller, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, JC?
What up, Ruxy Poo? I got some questions for you, bro.
All right, what's going on? Hit me.
You had a tough you had a tough weekend last week, didn't you?
It was rough. It was rough.
What's the deal with the porn, bro?
That was a situation created by, I was trying to get out of there because I was getting weird DMs from an Amanda, which apparently turned out to be knotted shorts. Is that true?
No, I don't think that's true now.
So I don't know. Weird DMs. I was in a weird place anyway, so that was on me though. I won't blame it on knotted shorts and Amanda, but that was on them, but me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're hurting the business when you post porn, right? You're hurting our business.
I know. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I feel bad for doing that. I love you guys and everything, and that was a bad moment in the history of my posting career. But I'm sorry. I feel bad for that.
You know what? You're good, dude. You. I feel like you've been contrite, and I'm over it. You are now Ruxy Poo on the bunker, and we love you just the same.
I love you too, JG.
Let me ask you
what
this.
What else is going on tonight?
Administrative assistant and some others think that David the Wizard's full of shit about all the chicks he's laying. What do you think about this?
I mean, in my opinion, the chicks he's been showing on the bunker aren't that hot anyway. So I don't know if he's full of shit per se, but I mean, I think there are definitely other dudes on there that pull more. And, JG, I haven't seen the administrative assistant, but, her voice sounds hot. I feel like you've been pulling way hotter than any of us. I feel like you are the guru.
I mean, I did pretty well considering I'm cross-eyed and gross, but, hey.
Shut up. JG, you're just being humble, man. Just being humble, brother.
I wonder, of all the people in the bunker, who pulls more than anybody? I mean, who's the number one?
Dude, so in my opinion, I think it's that Connor AU guy. He's a legend.
He's been talking a bunch of shit about it, hadn't he?
He's posted some pictures that have, interested the masses, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then, Doc Dumps is always getting with those 55 triple E girls. He's always hitting up the go-kart tracks and, getting down there on the putt-putt course and just, finding those gems, diamonds in the rough, per se.
Yeah. But that's not Connor AU. Connor's laying the hottest. He's hitting dimes every single night, bro.
No, Connor AU is he's banging take home to mom girls.
Yeah.
Connor AU is the pinnacle of the bunker bang situation. I mean, besides the administrative assistant, and all due respect when I say that.
Well, I'm sure she appreciates that.
But JG, I love you. Love Jaylee. Love B Matt. Love Nate King. Keep doing the thing, and I will stop posting porn.
All right, Ruxy Poo. You be good, bro. Damn, he's already gone. Administrative assistant. Ruxy Poo said that he thought that I was actually pretty much a slayer because I pulled you in. Yeah, they don't know the story about how I pulled you in though. How I ran the pick and roll. Why are you putting me off like that? No, whatever. I was the Mardi Gras king. I was the Mardi Gras king at Chancellor University in the spring of '92 with that chick that was really hot, but I thought she was crazy. I had no interest in going out with her. Hey, caller, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Doing fine.
Who I got on the horn? Is this Alpha?
Yeah. Nah, this is HSB Tiger 34.
Is that you, really?
Me, really.
I don't believe you, bro, but I'm going to put that up anyway. I thought you were tougher than that.
Tougher than what?
Your fucking voice, bro. I'm just messing with you, man. How you been?
Oh, man, I've been fine. Listening to you gave Knotted Shorts a forum to spew his nonsense.
Yes.
So I felt like people sitting at home probably watching The View or something where he just wanted to throw a brick through the TV. Listen to Knotted Shorts go on and on.
Uh-oh.
That guy.
Are you?
Man, I mean, him talking about Auburn Smith like that, as far as money and stuff goes, Knotted Shorts, Auburn Smith probably cleans Knotted Shorts' house.
Wow. You know, I knew that you were kind of with the LEA a little bit, man. Now I know for sure, bro.
Yeah, maybe, man. Hell, I don't know. It's been 10 minutes. I may already be kicked out of the LEA again. That's just something Doc likes to exclude me.
No, Doc loves you, dude. He said tonight. I mean, he's got a lot of respect for you, man.
Nah, man, he flexes. He knocks me out about every other day. But, yeah, Knotted, man. I'll tell you about Knotted. He had called me the other day, and his wife had got, like, some big job offer in California, you know, like $500,000 a year.
Wow.
And he was laughing at it. I'm thinking he's laughing because he doesn't think he'd fit in California or something. But he's like, "Nah, man, I don't want to take a pay cut."
Wow.
That's Knotted Shorts for you. So you know who pays for that big chrome truck of his? It ain't him.
Oh, damn. You're talking about Mrs. Knotted, right?
Oh, yeah, Mrs. Knotted, loaded. Yeah. We should all be so lucky to be married to Mrs. Knotted.
Well, he deserves credit for that, though, right?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that or just she deserves discredit, one of the two. But,
in the chat, I don't know if you care about this, but Ruxy Poo in the chat says that Huntsville Tiger eats ass. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what he says.
I don't see what that has to do with this conversation. What's that got to do with anything?
Ruxy Poo, he had a tough week on the bunker, though. To be fair, I mean, we love Ruxy.
Yeah,
Poo.
and I didn't see the porn that he posted. I just know that he posted some, and I guess it was taken down. So
it was.
I don't know what type of porn it was. Evidently, it was enough to get in trouble.
Yeah,
over.
It was pretty graphic, man. I had to take it down. I had to ban him too.
Was it man on woman, man on man? What kind?
No, it was heterosexual. Yeah, but it was very graphic. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd take him down then if he's gonna post that kind of stuff.
I'm not sure why he felt like he had to do that. That was crazy.
Yeah, you seem pretty sober for this late at night.
I'm tore up, dude. I've been drinking this. Wait, hold on, administrative assistant. Are you leaving? Is it time for me to wrap it up? She's giving me the wrap it up sign, Huntsville Tiger. I've been drinking this.
You can wrap it up.
I've been drinking this Weller tonight, though. I've been trying to finish off this bottle, but I haven't quite gotten there yet, bro.
I'm not a big drinker, man. It's Weller the good stuff or the cheap stuff?
Cheap stuff. You know me.
Is it really? Yeah.
I'm poor, man.
Yeah, well. No, not thanks to Jazzy Joe. You're not poor.
He is the man, though. He's in Amarillo tonight, bro.
Yeah, I guess Amarillo. I guess his job didn't slow down, so that's good.
Well,
My son had to do a lot of driving for his job too, man, and yeah, those guys. Bless them, keeping the country going, man.
Yeah, you know something about logistics too yourself. I don't want to get into details, but you know a little something about that, don't you?
Yeah, but all my damn trips are canceled right now, so there's not a lot I can do.
Yeah, that's because you're not going state to state. You're going like hemisphere to hemisphere.
Yeah, I'm going to places where even if I could go, I'd be quarantined so long I couldn't do any work. So yeah, just no flying right now off the road.
So should I?
If there's any
mentally,
any bunker lunches or anything like that, I could make them right now.
Should I put you in the LEA camp at this point? Are you kind of on that team?
I am, but it's what 10:25 right now p.m. By 10:35, I could be out of the LEA. It just depends. It's all at Doc's discretion.
Oh, okay. I feel like Doc has a lot of respect for you, man. But you know, if that's how you feel about it.
Doc, I've never met Doc. I've never met anybody in the LEA, probably except for not in the LEA. So I don't know if I've met anybody in the LEA.
Yeah, you showed up to one of the bunker lunches, and you were Mr. Big Dick, all walking around like you were going to kick everybody's ass or whatever. Although, to be fair, I don't want to get in a fight with you.
You're getting me confused with Russ 47.
Yeah, he's a badass too, but you were kind of like, yeah, if anybody wants to fuck with me, they can bring it. And to be fair, I don't want to fight you. You would whoop my ass. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt.
And I walked in there and everybody told me Russ 47 was going to kick my ass, and I didn't think I'd ever wrong.
Well, no, to be fair, though, I mean, you have worked around military guys for a while in your life. You know military guys. You can tell Russ has kicked some ass in his life. I mean.
Yeah, I think Russ has a lot of family members that kick ass, so yeah. God bless him, too.
Yeah,
and his family.
That guy's a badass.
Yeah.
All right, Huntsville Tiger, you're a badass. I'm so glad you called in. I think is this your second call?
It's my second, probably. Yeah, it's second or third.
You need to be a more consistent caller, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll try to do that.
All right.
I'll try to call earlier next time. But
there's no telling what my sobriety is going to be at that point, bro.
Well, dude, this is past my bedtime. I'm not a drinker, so my ass would normally be in bed right now. I'm just doing some woodworking, so I'm staying up, burning the midnight oil.
Well, we love you for calling in, Huntsville Tiger. You're a great poster on the bunker, and we think you're awesome.
All right, man. Be safe.
See you, bro. There he is, Huntsville Tiger. Not necessarily a card-carrying. Well, I guess at this point you could probably say he's a card-carrying member of the LEA, but sometimes Doc acknowledges him and sometimes he doesn't. But you can tell the Huntsville Tiger has a little bit of passive resentment for some of the flossing that he believes United Shorts, Auburn Smith, and some other members of the Balls EFG have flossed before. So anyway, and he loves him some Jazzy Joe, by the way. Jazzy Joe has come in with his 5th super chat of the night. We love Jazzy Joe, who's in Amarillo, Texas, and says this $20 is for Huntsville Tiger. Outstanding. Thank you, Jazzy Joe. Huntsville Tiger loves you too, bro. Ruxy Poo says that Cindy Crawford is my mom. God, I wish that was the case. I wish that was true. Cindy Crawford is one extremely hot woman. You younger people don't even know who she is. Hey, caller, welcome to the show. How you doing?
What's going on, JG? This is Leif.
Hey, what up, Leif? My man from Davis County, Kentucky. How you been, man?
I've been doing pretty good. I've been listening to the show and confused as hell because I thought y'all were talking about this LEA. I thought it was like some like soccer federation that I had no clue about. I didn't know what the hell y'all were talking about.
Well, these people on the bunker like to talk about how much money they have and how much influence they have and how hot their chicks are. And then we've got some guys that are like, yo, if you're going to do that, you need to talk about how you're lamping. It's a look at me post is what LAMP stands for. And so they end up getting into a fight about should you be modest or should you be straight about, how much of a badass you are, really.
Well, JG, you lived in Oklahoma. You know as well as I do that anybody that really has a lot of money, they don't talk about it.
They don't talk about it. Yes, that is absolutely
damn
true.
right they don't.
Yeah, that's right.
The real people that have real money. Anyway, hey, was wondering how things went the first week back with the administrative assistant, because I know here in 2 weeks our child care is opening back up, and I pretty much figured it's going to be like Thunderdome at that damn daycare.
Yeah. I mean, when the virus hit, she had 170 kids. This week, she had 24. So, I mean, that's kind of where we're at. But
oh, wow.
Man, you got to start somewhere and you got to rebuild. So, next week, she's going to have approximately 30, and we're just going to kind of build week by week. You know what I mean?
Well, see, I think here in Kentucky, I heard that they can be open to all families. Now, I don't know what all it's going to entail, and shitty thing for me is my son's going through the terrible tubes, and he's a spitter right now. And that's a bad thing in the age of COVID-19. Nobody really wants to be around his ass.
Shit, I just sneezed, Leif. My bad. Dude, 2 is a tough year, man. That's tough, dude. You got to kind of hang in there as a parent for that one.
Oh yeah. My son is going to be the polar opposite of my daughter. He's going to be a real dick. I can already tell that. But hey, that's okay. I hope for both of my kids that they're like me. They get at least one good ass whooping in life. That way they know when to shut up and when to talk.
Hey, did you happen to hear the new girl over there at Rebel Grove? Did you hear her little updates or whatever? Did you like those?
I unplugged our Alexa about 2 months ago because it randomly come on and scare the shit out of my dog. So it's unplugged. It's literally unplugged in my house. The funny thing is my daughter still thinks it's plugged in, and so she'll just randomly pass by it, and she'll start saying, "Alexa, play JoJo Siwa," and it just doesn't do anything. And it's like, yeah, you don't have the magic touch, baby girl.
Not yet.
Yeah, but no, I haven't tuned into that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm just out walking my dog, trying to get my steps in, trying to walk off this Peerless bourbon that I had tonight, which is
Peerless is good,
pretty
man.
good.
I haven't had it, but I've seen it, and I know it's expensive.
Well, I'll tell you why it's so damn expensive. A friend of mine works at a distillery here in Owensboro, and he turned me on to Peerless, and I was talking with him yesterday, actually, which I know this is going to be the most Kentucky sounding thing in the world. I was at a chewing tobacco factory, and they gave me some free samples. I don't chew tobacco, so I gave them to my buddy that works at a bourbon distillery. And anyway, we were talking about Peerless, and he says that the bottle alone costs $30.
Just the bottle?
So it's just the bottle. It's got the top is totally brass. It looks like a doorknob.
Damn.
So it's pretty sweet. Hey, it's a sweet looking bottle.
I
wouldn't mind if they had put it in a $15 bottle.
What's the best distillery in the greater Owensboro area?
Well, there's only there's two distilleries here in Owensboro. There's one that's called O.Z. Tyler. It's an independent one, and over on the other side of town is Glenmore. And they don't actually distill here. They have a factory here, and they have rick houses.
Oh, word.
But they bottle like 1792 and Sazerac stuff. I still call it Glenmore. It's Sazerac. They've been bought out 3 or 4 times.
Is there a particular label that you guys like? Isn't Kentucky Tavern from that way?
Kentucky Tavern is from Sazerac or Glenmore.
So that's an Owensboro, basically an Owensboro bourbon then, right?
I think if you look on the label, it says Owensboro.
Yeah, hell yeah, it does. I'm gonna get some of that for you, just in your honor, bro.
Yeah. Are you constipated? Do you need to do you need to have diarrhea? Is that what's going on?
I drink whatever, man, as long as it's cheap, bro.
Yeah, no. Now O.Z. Tyler, I do a lot of work for them, and they give me free samples, and they do a lot of private label stuff. They're producing Terry Bradshaw's bourbon, and they're really into this bourbon. It's called Duke, which was John Wayne bourbon. Evidently,
really,
John Wayne made his own bourbon recipe. Evidently,
I'm not drinking anything called Duke bourbon. I don't like Duke, bro.
You might be ashamed of me. I'm walking my dog, and his name is Duke, and that's what he was named. And I thought it'd be. I know it's kind of weird for me to be in the state of Kentucky with a dog named Duke, but
yeah, it is.
That was his name, and I figured I didn't want him shitting on the floor because he couldn't understand me calling him, Wendell or,
But you hate
something
Duke,
else.
Leif. You hate Duke, don't you?
Oh yeah, Duke.
Good.
Duke sucks. My best friend lives down in the Durham area, and he says they're all posers.
Yeah,
he says that Sheshetskyville's full of shit.
Yeah, absolutely is. Of course he is.
They only get up for like 2 games, and he says they don't really pay attention to basketball as much as they act like they do. So.
Bunch of goobs, man.
I mean, hell,
hate them.
Hell, in Kentucky, they're talking about it right now. I mean, so it's just 24/7 here. I mean, I always go back to the fact that whenever I went to Ole Miss, one of my roommates was a tight end for the Rebels, and we went to the gym one day, and we're we're shooting around, and I'm all of 5'8", chubby, and I'm just knocking down shots, and he's like, "Did you play basketball in high school?" And I'm like, "Hell no, I didn't play basketball in high school. I'm 5'8", and I'm white, and I'm slow." He's like, "Man, you gonna play back down here?" I'm like, "You mean just because I know how to shoot a jump shot?" Like, yeah, but I will say this, just to get it on back to Auburn. Bruce Pearl, hell of a coach.
Yeah.
I used to see him play over at the Sports Center when he was at Southern Indiana. They would play Kentucky Wesleyan, and those games were. I mean, he's been sweating that way that he does at Auburn his entire career. I mean, he was coaching the hell out of some kids at Southern Indiana. So.
He kicked so much ass there too, man. They won the title there.
They named the street after him in Evansville.
Yeah, but
there's a Pearl Avenue on the west side.
Yeah, but seriously, man, Indiana can kiss my ass, dude. I'm all Henderson and Owensboro when it comes to that stuff.
Oh, hey, I totally agree. I still hate Bobby Knight. I grew up hating Indiana. Hell, JG, I didn't even realize Bloomington's actually closer to me than Lexington is. I had no clue until 3 years ago. I took a trip there and I was like, huh. Yep. No clue this was so close to me.
Bobby Knight's a dick.
And you know what
yeah.
Bobby Knight is the dickiest dick of all dicks.
Absolutely, man. That guy can kiss my ass.
So, yeah. So, anyway. Well, hey, keep safe, and, yeah, man.
All right, Leif.
Enjoy the week.
Appreciate you, brother.
See ya.
See you, bro.
All right, bye.
Leif's our guy from Owensboro, Rebel Groves guy, but he also is on every show we do, too. And he's from Owensboro, which is a town that I have visited a few times because one of my fraternity brothers, Alan E., he's from Owensboro, and so when we went to Owensboro, I had a great time. We had a lot of fun there. Just reminds me of good times. And Leif's a beast too. Reminds me that Kentucky Tavern is made in Owensboro. One of my favorite cheap bourbons, although I can't get it here at the ABCs. I did get a text from an administrative assistant who said I need to wrap it up after Leif. So maybe I should. We've been going 3.5 hours at this point. That's a long time. BP4AU says, great show, JG. Enjoyed it. WDB, everybody. Hell yeah. Appreciate you, BBP. BP4AU. I do want to tell you all a funny story, though. So I was fraternity president at my little school that I was at, Transylvania University, in 93, 94, I think. And I went to the president's conference for the Pi Kappa Alphas. Alpha Tiger may be familiar with that fraternity also. Bo is great. And this is in Memphis. And when I went to Memphis, I actually roomed with the Pike president from Southern Indiana. I didn't know shit about them at the time. And he was like, dude, our basketball team is so fucking good, and we've got this coach, and we're kicking everybody's ass. And I'm just thinking to myself, who gives one shit about that? We're in Lexington, and UK at that time was good. They had Jamal Mashburn and all that stuff. I was like, who cares about Southern Indiana? It was BP. That was BP doing all that. He was talking about BP, who was at his school at that time, kicking everybody's ass at Southern Indiana. It's crazy. But I bought a car in Columbus, Indiana, 2 years ago. I don't even want to get into the story on that, but I bought a car there, which is just outside of Indianapolis. It's south of Indianapolis. And the dude there was from Evansville, and he was like, yo, do you know who BP is? I was like, of course I do. I mean, I cover him. He's like, man, he is still such a big deal in Evansville. Tell him that, whoever it was, his name was Billy Joe or whatever. Tell him I said hi. What's up, bro? And I was like, well, I mean, yeah, okay. Bo's great since 55K, brother. Yeah, he was in SMC as well. I think we've had this conversation, haven't we? I was SMC too. Love the Hornatius says, I imagine JGT being a fraternity president being a Revenge of the Nerds sequel. Yeah, man, my man Leif got me hooked up with Revenge of the Nerds because you can't find it on the streaming services. It's bullshit, man. But Leif made it happen. And I was a fraternity president. Tell us your best hazing story, JG. Oh, shit. That's a tough one, dude. The best hazing story I got is it was done to me. They had a Canoe Man says they call him BP in Southern Indiana as well. Yes, they did. They were like BP, blah blah blah. I mean, everybody knows him as BP. Like even Stephen Pearl, that's his dad. He calls him BP, or Coach. Yeah, he calls him BP, and then BP calls Stephen Coach Pearl. The worst hazing I ever saw was me. When administrative assistant got lavaliered. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but that's when you give a girl your letters, which I know sounds really stupid, but it was cool at the time. And I gave her like a little necklace that had the Pike A letters on it, and she could wear Pike letters, which is unusual for a girl. Whatever. It sounds really trivial now, but it was a big deal at the time. And so we would do a candlelight, what you called it. We'd have a Pike A candlelight, and when love the cat says Jay about to admit some felonies. Not yet, bro. Not on the air. Remember, Courtney shut me down last week. There was a trash can at the end of at my school, Transylvania University. Every fraternity had a floor. So the Phi Taus were on the first floor, the Ks were on the second floor, the Pikes were on the third floor, and the Sigs were on the fourth floor. And listen, man, I mean the Pikes. My guys, we were generally just kind of hellraisers. The K's were like the Southern boys. The Phi Taus were kind of like they were the athletes or the fucking, I mean, it's generally like the good-looking preppy dudes named like Chaz or whatever. And then you got the Sigs at the top, and they were like the nerds. I like the K's, man. Like, I'm not the dude who's like South will rise again, like woo, Robert E. Lee, like that whole thing. That's not really my thing. But at the same time, like those guys, I like those guys. I don't own a pair of cowboy boots. I never have. I don't have a belt buckle. I've never ridden a cow or a horse. Like that's just not me. But I like those guys, man. I just kind of got them. And so I don't know where the story's going, but. Oh, best hazing story. I'm sorry. Okay, so we had a trash can at the end of our hall on the third floor. And we would do this all year. Everybody would just put whatever they wanted to in the trash can. Some people pissed in it. Some people puked in it. Some people poured beer in it. Maybe they got some, like, shitty wine, like Thunderbird, and they would pour that in it. Maybe they would jizz in it. I mean, just whatever they wanted to put in it all year long. I didn't know what the point of this was. I don't know as though anybody knew what the point of this was. But when it came time for JG and Courtney to get candlelighted, they decided that they were going to pour that shit on us. And so we willingly were bound to a tree, and then they pour that shit on our head, which I don't even want to know. I just kind of put it out of my mind when it was being poured on me. There was this chick named Sarah, and she got in a fight with her boyfriend, and she kicked a hole in that shit at one point. Because she was like leaving out of his room. Like, I don't know if he's banging some other chick or whatever. She kicked it and it started leaking, and it literally stained the tile that was underneath it. It bleached it. It changed the color of the tile. That shit was poured on me. That may have something to do with my hair. I don't know. So the worst hazing I ever saw was that I had that shit poured on me. And Courtney, too. Administrative assistant. So that's my story, and you guys are like, man, that's pretty lame, but it ain't lame when it's getting poured on your head, bro. Jesse Joe with I believe this is your 6th super chat. Thank you very much. He says, about to shut down my fam. See you all next time, War Damn Eagle. Appreciate you, Jazzy Joe. You guys have seen Jazzy Joe, his sweet-ass rig. He's a long-haul trucker, and he's an Amarillo at this point, but he's repping. You could absolutely say he's repping the Auburn Tigers. He's got the Auburn color scheme. He's got certain players kind of highlighted with their jersey number along the side of the truck. It is 100% an Auburn fan's truck, and it's well, I don't know if the truck's the right word, but you know what I'm talking about. Cab. He's got it. He's definitely bringing it. And yeah, we're obviously wishing safe travels for Jazzy Joe across this great country of ours. I'm trying to think of some other stuff that I want to tell. I mean, we used to just whoop people's ass, but that ain't like salacious or nothing. I still got the pike paddle. I beat some ass with that. So I don't really have much else to add on that. All right, well, here's the situation, guys. 3 hours and 30 minutes, 3 hours and almost 40 minutes now we've been streaming. That puts us very close to the all-time record. I think the Ole Miss show went a little bit longer, but to be fair, the Ole Miss show was absolutely insane. I was absolutely bombed. I had no idea where I was. And I don't really want to try to equal that, so we'll probably just wrap it up here. Alpha Tiger says, Bo is great. Tate, we're going to have to get some beers in Auburn sometime and tell Pike stories. Yeah, I'm all on board with that, yo. I mean, we were just stupid, man. Like, basically my job as president was they were going to do dumb shit during the weekend, and I was going to have to go to the dean of students and answer for it. That was basically what it came down to. And then when I finally got tired of doing that, because Dean Thompson was like, JG, why are you're in here every week answering for some dumb shit your fraternity keeps doing. And I told the guys, like, hey, can you just chill out? And maybe we don't need to throw concrete ducks out the window. Or maybe we don't need to shoot guns at Porsches. Or, we don't need to tear the exit sign off the wall or the water fountain off the wall. Like, maybe that's not the best decision. Like, then all of a sudden they turned on me. They're like, oh, look at you. You're Mr. like, like they try to be all Rage Against the Machine on me. Like, yo, you're the establishment now, JG. And I was like, all I'm asking you to do is to not fire a weapon. Like, you can do anything else you want to do. Whatever. So we'll wrap it up. Before we go, though, there's a couple things I want to say. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my guys. I've been playing a bunch of Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone with bunker people. I only play with bunker people now. And I want to give a shout out to the folks I've been playing with. I know GG32, I've been playing with him a bunch. Locked On has been an absolute beast. AU Milo, Tiger Time 099, F and Tiger. Come on, Double D's. I've been playing with him too. I know I'm gonna leave some people out. I'm gonna feel terrible about it. Oh shit, One Rogue Omen. I don't think he goes by that on the bunker though. That guy's an absolute badass. You Wish is awesome. He was a really good player. Really enjoyed playing with him. A lot of fellowship. We get on there. We play Warzone, but we talk about bunker shit, and it's a lot of fun. If you guys want to hang out and play, you can definitely do that. S.Lee on the bunker is in charge of the regiment, and he can add your name to the regiment, or your screen name, rather, and so all the bunker people can kind of play together. And a lot of times at night, I mean, when we're playing, I mean, it's a full crew of 4 bunker folks, and we all just kind of talk about Auburn or the bunker or Amanda or Mike CB or whatever we're talking about. So if you guys want to play with me, I try to jump around from group to group at night. Just so everybody has a chance. If you guys want to play with me, I'm just kind of average. I'm not bad. I'm not great. I'm just average. But I'd love to play with you guys if you want to, and just jump in that regiment. Again, S.Lee is the guy who's kind of handling that, but I'm always glad to play with you guys on that. And, of course, our Super Chats. You know what I'm talking about. War Eagles 02 was our first Super Chatter tonight, an absolute beast. Taylor R. Vernon Speaks, Dash Auburn, who's a badass. Georgia Rebel, one of our friends from Rebel Grove, one of the awesome studs. Hornatius, BP Rockman jumped into the fray. Stoop Up 74, J Smith 5187, DFY. I don't think I gave DFY any love on the show. I'm sorry about that, DFY. He says, I love Auburn girls. Get me hard. Wait, what now? I don't know what that means. Like they're hard to deal with, or they're hard to understand. I don't really know where you're going with that. But DFY, I don't think I shouted you out earlier, and I'm sorry about that. Golly, that's terrible. Jazzy Joe had like 5 tonight, which is unbelievable. Jazzy Joe, that's why he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, good God. Raven jumped in as well. Canoe Man, absolute beast. Absolutely, Canoe Man. You're the man. Gulf Coast Reb jumped in as well. Matt N, last name redacted. Stu Pup's a badass. D Lucky, I appreciate you for sure for just being an awesome caller, awesome poster. I feel like your cachet. Not that you were a terrific. You've been a terrific poster the whole time, but now I mean people know you on the show, and you're like, they know who you are. It's been awesome, dude. Love having you here, bro. So those are our super chatters tonight. Mention also our folks that are playing Warzone with me. I appreciate you guys. And of course, all of our awesome all of our awesome chatters who have been in the chat tonight. Fishman, among others. Leif B. I haven't answered enough questions from Yo Malcolm. Alpha Tiger, Mike CB. Rob D has been here the whole way. Pocket Watch is our very first commenter tonight. Warren C in the house, who says JG's roots are showing because of the coronavirus. I'm actually supposed to be getting this done pretty soon, so we'll see what happens. I kind of want to let it go longer. I'm just kind of used to it now. I don't know. Matt N in the house. Ruxy Poo, D Lucky, of course, obviously. Crocodile. Golly, there's so many. Gavin 08. They've been hilarious tonight. It's just been a good show, man. A lot of stuff going on. Talking about some Auburn early on with AU Storm, some LEA, some Balls EFG, D Lucky breaking it down on some other angles as well. Leif wrapping us up with some bourbon talk and some Kentucky talk, which is my favorite kind of talk. I love me some bourbon, yo. I wasn't able to finish this, though. We're pretty close. Administrative assistant wants to get rid of some of these almost empty bottles. We're going to have to finish this another night, but yeah, we'll do that. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all being part of the show. It's a Saturday night. It wouldn't be a Saturday night without some brain drain, right? And we love you guys. So be good out there. We'll see you guys next Saturday night. Until then, keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the stars. See you.